Hey everyone, Pan Bam Richard here. Welcome back to the Tales of Marathon Stream 3, Day 8. And we are now going into, as we last left from last night, we were able to defeat the beetle, and Lavisa was able to pick it up, and we are now able to keep going forward and find out where the heck Aizen is. This is the only portion of the marathon I'm going to say for the next 100 minutes that will be post-commentary, because during the time of the marathon, I forgot to click the record button, and you will hear me comment on that fact once the 100 minutes here has elapsed. So this will be your heads up about this, and I am also joined by my friend Kip, who had also joined me before during the Tales of Destiny portion for Marathon Stream 2 that we post-commentated over. And Kip knows just as much about Berseria, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, than Tales of Destiny PS1.
Definitely, because I've revisited Berseria much more recently.
Right. I think this was the game that actually brought you back to the series and whatnot, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I played it for the first time in, I believe, late 2019, and it just brought me back in the series because the whole cast is just... I love them all.
Yeah. They are very much a ragtag crowd of people going on here with their own motivations and whatnot coming together and are ready to bring some salatomas, which I'm still glad for the reference for Tales of Rebirth. I know I touched on it before with the commentary that I made last night during the time of the stream, and like it's a cute reference, and the color schemes match both of those characters like pretty well. This game is good for the subtle references here or there.
They even, like, the flower language Eleanor mentioned earlier fits them too. They went all out.
You mean the way that they're like described in terms of like how they look or something like that, or trying to remember exactly what that was?
She brings up that the meaning of the flower language is something like toxic cooperation.
Oh, that totally, yeah, that does totally fit between the two characters. That's for sure. Play Tales of Rebirth, by the way. Play Tales of Rebirth is a very good game. Please do. There are some patches that are still in the works and whatnot at the time of this recording, so whenever that comes up, definitely recommend picking it up, or just like having the script in front of you. That's how I was able to get through it when I played through it years ago.
There's also videos of it that are subtitled by Lennon. But hopefully by the time you're watching this, hopefully this is way past when it was posted and the patches have been out already.
Yes, hopefully. It'd be really nice, but either or. Yeah, so we got the Salatoma flowers here, and yes, Aizen went off to go on his own here. Benwick here is kind of rallying on us a bit, but it looks like we're going to be going forward to find this particular... I believe he was looking for the... Yeah, the captain, exactly. Thank you, Velvet. Thank you for reminding me.
Of course.
I mean, that's Aizen's motivation for most of the game.
That is very much true. That's very much true.
This one's for you.
In general, this game puts so much effort and love into the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Especially with the sea voyages.
Yes, very much so. Like, I think like at the start of the recording here, we had the... They went to the Empyreans, and I think we had the one unlocked after that, which I couldn't recall, but there was the layman one first, followed by the Narikiri Dungeon Cross reference one. I think they're DML Islands, right? I think that's what it was.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and then Expire, and I think the one after that might have been Asra's Sea, which...
That's definitely the Innocence one, but I don't know if the Innocence one is next.
Right. But it's kind of cool because, like, the Asra's one is like, we never really had an official translation for Asra's in the series prior to this. I'm pretty sure, unless there was like a Graces F Magic card where an Innocence card mentioned Asra's or something. I don't recall there being any other official translation. Oh wait, Tales of Link maybe? Tales of Link? Possibly?
Oh yeah, possibly in Tales of Link. I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I mostly played JP server for that game.
That's fair. And I think I only played like a little bit of the global version because I played too much of the JP version when it came out initially. I didn't want to play it again. I'm okay.
In the same boat.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is a little bit rare considering like everybody's more so used to the worldwide version and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. I remember when the global version came out, people were like uncertain it was real because it was an existing server, because they like bolted the English translation onto the traditional Chinese server.
Oh gosh, did they?
Yes, yes.
Huh. Yeah, and I think because Tales of Link, it was localized in 2016 if I recall correctly, and then yeah, it was I don't think anybody was really expecting Tales of Link to come out for that matter, and then the year after we had Tales of the Race, and then I don't want to dwell too much on the mobile topic for Tales of games, so maybe outside of Japan, so maybe that's a topic we could save for another time, or you'll probably hear me talk about it in the marathon, at least from a year ago, basically.
I love the mobile games, but it is a little bit depressing.
Yeah. And even with Luminaria, yeah, this is recorded after Luminaria had just gone away. It's pretty unfortunate, but here's hoping maybe things could change better for the future. But
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But that aside, we are off to go save Aizen here, or at least find Aizen, and look at all those enough bottles. Jeez, this game, I was revisiting again just for the commentary portion here for this part, and it's they don't really give you too many enough bottles. I didn't have enough of them, but essentially, it was a little bit rough when you had to go through the. I think it was yesterday when I went through the 3 missions for the Blood Wings. I think they're called.
Oh yeah. Bloodwing butterflies, yes.
Yes, Bloodwing butterflies. Thank you, Kev. The Bloodwing butterflies, yes, there are missions and all that, and I think one of the people gives you 2 enough bottles, but that's it. You don't get anything else. You can't buy them in the stores of that portion, and it does kind of slow things down a little bit when you're progressing. But I guess during the time when I was recording the marathon, I was timing it out because Berseria ended up being the shortest of the 3 games, and. It's interesting doing the post-commentary portion here because, looking back, Vesperia, I expected it to be long, which was expected. Eternia, ended up being the longest of the 3 games, and yeah, a part of it was because, I think we ran into a glitch with the final boss. The final boss on the PSP version, at least, when you retry it, it wouldn't do the one spell where you can capitalize on the scenario to get a free heal or something. So, because it got rid of that, and I was playing on hard mode, it made things a lot rougher, and that spell was replaced by a spell which I don't think you see unless you're playing on hardcore mode, which I did not prepare for.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and it went really overtime. Really overtime. And that's why you're probably seeing Berseria, the final part was I only had it recorded for 2.5 hours stream because I was tired. I didn't want to do any more after that. It was just 9 days of streaming it. It was pretty rough. But anyway.
I know that for this game, you included a lot of filler to spread it out, and it still ended up being the shortest.
Well, the thing is, though, actually, live ended up being the shortest. Eternia would have still been the shortest had it not been for the final boss. Had it not been for that, then I think it would have been Berseria would have been would have been longer than Eternia. Not much longer, but just long enough. Oh gosh, I can't believe I touched this cutscene, which is totally optional.
Well, we need to hear about the geyser.
Yes, beautiful geysers.
We all love geysers. It was very educational.
Yeah, Velvet, that's me right there.
Because of this, every now and then a boiled octopus or crab.
I don't think that's true.
No way. That's impossible.
Magilu being playful as she is normally. it is kind of cool to have our full party here, because yesterday we literally just started the game, and we picked up all of our party members just like that. I guess like sometimes when it comes to like Tales progressions, it does take a bit of time depending on when all the party members would eventually join, because there'd be like I remember Symphonia taking quite a bit of time to get them all. Oh, Hearts R, jeez, it took a long time to get our final party member in that game. And
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Oh yes, yeah. Destiny 2 as well. Yeah, but I feel like with the modern games, they are kind of getting better with the progression of getting all of your characters to you right away. So, yeah, I believe I think Zestiria might have pushed it a little bit, because you were getting into the second act at the point when the final two characters do join you, but you could say the same with this game when Eleanor joined, but this game is much shorter. Actually, would you consider this game to be shorter than Zestiria?
If you knew this was a trap,
I don't
why
know.
did
I
you
think they're
come?
similar lengths, really.
Okay. Yeah, because like something along those lines. Because other than that, like like we could talk about the Rise a bit, where like the characters did come in like pretty quickly in that game. Well, actually, it took a while to get to the third realm.
I wouldn't really say that, though, because it's like you definitely get them before the midpoint of the game, which I think is faster than this game or Zestiria.
Creed of life.
A little bit, yeah. Well, Arise is a very short game actually compared to like this game and Zesty. So saying that's like it's the halfway, like before the halfway point, is about maybe like a little bit past Act 2 of this game, or just about reaching Act 2 of this game, which is where we are right now.
I think like percentage is a better way of measuring it, really. Like how fast you get the party members compared to how long the game is.
Fair enough. I've always considered act structures my preferred way of looking at the narratives, but percentile is also a good way of looking at it too. Oh gosh, also Legendia moment. They both spoke at the same time.
That's how it is.
You know, I'm playing Legendia. Kip, you're playing Legendia too. It was kind of it was kind of odd. Like it's like, oh, I have to play Berseria again in the middle of my Legendia playthrough. I didn't get too far in Legendia yet, but in Legendia they talk in unison quite a lot, and it is. I still love when that happens, and now whenever I see characters that talk in unison in Tales games, like, oh look, it's a Legendia moment right there.
Why did Eifried let Eisen join his ship, knowing he carried the Reaper's curse with him? What good did it do?
I do like how Eisen did go into a little bit of his creed and whatnot in that previous scene, and how Zavid was hearing him out. I think I mentioned this yesterday during the time of the marathon, but I ended up really when I played through Zestiria the first time when it came out, I didn't particularly have an attachment to much of the characters. Zavid was just kind of sort of there and didn't really mean much to me, I guess. But when I played Berseria, it's like, oh wow, oh wow. Like I think, like I was blind streaming Berseria in 2018, and when I finished the dungeon ahead and learned more about Zavid, I'm like, wow, Zavid actually means more to me now compared to Zestiria. It was surprising. It was surprising how he was able to connect to me that way in this dungeon that we were getting into.
Can I ask you about
Yeah, I had something similar because I played this game first before Zestiria, and so going into it, I could tell that I was mostly appreciating Zavid because of the context of this game. Like, I think you can appreciate Zavid without this, but I feel like it's a lot harder because it's almost like his character background is missing.
Yeah, definitely. Because he literally just shows up right at the end, without getting into too much of the spoilers. Like, that's essentially what happens. Even though he does show up here or there between in Zestiria, there is so much more fleshed out in this game that I greatly appreciated, and was nice returning to in Zestiria when I played it to prepare for this marathon.
He doesn't seem like that much of a gentleman.
Did he really steal it?
What do you mean?
And in general, he's got a great character arc here.
Yes, very much so. And yeah, we'll definitely be seeing more of that throughout this marathon. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, so just trying to find our way around here. I believe yes, you have to go further down west here. I was so glad that I still kept my notes from a year ago because having to replay things and remember where things are definitely made it much more smoother thanks to the notes that I have kept, especially when I went through the Bricked Ravine from last I think it was from last night, yeah. And also going through the Empyreans throne for the first time. So it feels so nice to be prepared. Is what I'm trying to say, basically.
There's some easy places to get lost here. Like this particular area. Like not this tower, but going up to this tower. It's easy to get confused because you come past like a really early game dungeon and you're just like, why are we backtracking?
yeah, that's true, that's true. Yeah, because like I think it was like the screen before this one, the home icon to the right, that would take you to the early game dungeon. But yeah, it is so easy to get lost in there without thinking, wait, where's the place that I'm supposed to be?
It really is. I think I got lost there on my first time through. Just looking at and wondering, am I really going the right way? And I wasn't.
I think for myself, like when I played it, I was like, I think I maybe made a couple steps in it, and then I was like, I left right away, realizing this wasn't the place to go.
Oh no.
Alright, so yes, this tower, Lothringen, I can't remember what it was called in Zesteria. But yes, this is definitely a Zesteria reference with the similar design of the tower and everything. Very important tower.
Oh, I don't remember this tower. Oh yeah, I think is this the wind shrine? Maybe no, it's not. No, it's not.
No, definitely not.
That's the only tower I can think of.
How did you two meet in the first place?
This is where Soray has his answer.
You ask an awful lot of questions about us.
Oh.
I don't mean to pry.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Perhaps
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can see it.
work. Drat.
Yeah, this is the place where it happened, and when you learn about the
No matter.
yeah, when all that happened,
Advanced about a year
basically.
ago.
All of the things we can't talk about because it won't be for another 1,000 years.
And secretly
Yeah,
left
pretty
to meet
much.
his opponent.
I forgot it was
Figured out
1,000
what
years
was
from this
happening,
game too,
we
as
rushed to
Zesty.
the scene. But all we found was the
Still, I think
aftermath of the
Fantasia
fight.
has the record
And the
of being
pendulum.
the longest time
Was
frame
it Vita's
between
opponent?
the.
Given his choice of weapon
Well,
and his ability to fight,
Symphonia to Fantasia, yeah,
that's why.
technically that's the longest, even though
What I don't get
that
is
game
why
came out like
Alfred
5
would
years
end up
afterwards.
captured and imprisoned by the Abbey
5 years?
after a
No,
fight
5
with
games
the
afterwards.
Stray
My
Mob.
apologies.
The Abbey had imprisoned her?
On their
I mean,
island,
this is also a
until an
prequel.
exorcist named Melchior took him away,
That is also
that is.
true.
What? Lord Melchior?
So does that mean we're gonna get a
Abbey
Tales of
was captured, I
Berseria
think,
Dawn of
about
the
a year
New
ago.
Shepherd or
Surely it
something?
must
Or
have
I
caused
don't know.
quite a stir.
Oh jeez.
I mean, technically
I
we
mean-
had a.
I wasn't
Go on.
involved in any such operations.
I wouldn't mind that, but I don't think there's much else to tell about that time period.
What if?
And when I went to investigate,
Oh well,
I found
I
no
can't really
records
talk
of
too
any
much about it
major
because like
deployment.
you'll be seeing it later on
None
in the
of those
playthrough how this
were
game
any
ends,
such
basically.
investigation. Lord Melchior.
That's fishy.
He wanted to hide something clearly. And I think I'm starting to get a picture of what it was.
So
And
Eleanor here
it
snooping
involves
around
the
as
Abbey?
usual. Actually, she doesn't snoop around for too long, thankfully. But I do like how at the start of that skit, Eisen was like called her out and was like, "You're kind of asking too many questions here." It's like, well, I'm glad somebody called her out on it because she had been asking quite a lot of questions, even when you're not showing the skits. Like you could tell, she is doing a lot of prying and whatnot.
Admittedly, in the end, Eisen does not care. And to be fair, even if she weren't like kind of trying to spy and doing a very poor job of it, I think that she would still have a lot of questions because all of this is very new to her.
That is very true. That's very true, and I do like the way this game does sort of allow Eleanor to sort of learn about these the cast naturally through the cutscenes that occurred, or skit scenes, as you would prefer for this game, because this game has a lot of skits, a lot of cutscene skits. But yes, through those skit scenes, they do good. They do a good job for Eleanor to be kept up with the rest of the party as to what happened so far.
Yeah, I think in general they do a good job making sure that every character develops naturally.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, I'm looking back at this game trying to remember which ones are like my favorite arcs and whatnot. And I think it might have been Zaviz because it's like but he's a non-playable character, so I don't think that counts. But I did like Lafisette's journey. You'll be seeing more about that, especially as we get into it tomorrow. Before I get into that, we're going to be setting up for the next battle over here. We're going to be keeping up with Eisen here, and let's see what the past me decides to do, because what I have in my notes here, it says that I would go with, we had 3 casters. Okay, perfect. We have Eleanor, Magilu, and Lafayette. They're all going to be acting as the casters for this next battle. I usually call this throughout my notes like the Fantasia style, because I played through Fantasia the year before I started streaming this. And what the Fantasia style involves is that we would be having 3 casters and our main aggro or melee user. And in this case, we're going to be going with Eisen as our crest. And for Magilu, Lafayette, and Eleanor, they're going to be casting spells, but I want to ensure that we turn off fire spells because the enemies are resistant to fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you've seen from the fight last night, a lot of the battles you'll be seeing throughout the marathon are going to be pretty samey with Berseria, because between the 3 games, I do want to say Berseria is probably the easiest out of the 3 to come up with strategies. They're very similar, and there's maybe 1 or 2 fights that come to mind that are a little bit out there, but not too much outside the realm of handling it compared to games like Vesperia's ridiculous 1-on-8 fights or whatever, or Eternia's random conditions that occur throughout that game, which if I was in the marathon, I'm glad I'm not reliving it, but it's been a year. I kind of want to relive those days one day, someday. We'll see. We'll see. I still love Eternia. I still do. Still in
I
my
need to
top
play
5.
that one. I haven't played that one yet.
Yeah, well, you played a bit of it, but not finished.
I played like an hour of it, and it was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Berseria is a really good game for newbies to the series because it's so simple in those ways. Like, you can get some mileage out of the battle system, but you can also just mash through it. It's very mash through it friendly.
Yeah.
Enough of your tricks.
I remember seeing this for the first time. I was like, "Whoa! What the heck? What's going on here?" It's like this was pretty cool for them to add, like especially if you play Zesteria, and like what? It's like oh.
And I love the attention to detail there, because if you saw, she's not wearing the boots and she's not wearing the gloves either. I don't think, because Eisen's wearing them.
That's true. And it's so odd seeing Zavid doing that shot too. It was like, wow, this is getting a little too close to the Zesteria realm right here.
Not to fall for the same tricks twice.
So I think this is our first time seeing this guy.
No, we would have seen him when we saw Artorias as a shepherd for the first time.
That is
Not
true.
his first appearance, but when he's doing his shepherd speech.
That is true, and I think we also saw him too when he was yes, this was after Velvet when they went to the Earth Pulse the first time too. Right. Because I think it was there as well, if I recall correctly.
Oh yeah, he was definitely there.
Yeah.
I think he might have been the cause of us getting thrown into the Earth Pulse, actually.
Oh, I thought that was Lafiset.
I think it was both of them.
I see. Alright, but it turns out this guy was able to turn all these Molochs into more dragons, more wyverns. Fantastic. I think these are actually our first wyverns in the game we fight.
Your Reaper's curse is quite a dreadful affliction.
No, that's about right. I don't think we see any kind of dragons before now.
Oh, well, I mean, Velvet did see a dragon at Titania against Oscar.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking that might be the case, but I was doubting myself.
No worries, no worries. It has been a while. When was the last time? Well, you watched it this year, right?
Yes. I mean, I watched the marathon, and I also watched a friend play through it.
Right. For me, it's been a year since I touched this game until a couple days ago when I was getting myself ready for this. But yeah. So the Wyverns here, they are very weak to ground, so that's why we're going with Eisen for this. Everybody else is keeping up with the Fantasia style here. I hope I play well here. When I was preparing for the post commentary, I tried to follow the flow of how I went through the marathon as well up to this point. So, really, the thing is with the Eisen's output here, I hope I make it more all ground based and whatnot, which I think I'm probably contemplating right now because having the 11th hour as the secondary art might be a little bit rough. Oh, actually, I just noticed I only have 2 soul right now. That is not good. That is not good.
Well, if I remember, I think having less souls actually increases your stats. So it's kind of a balance between having it built up and going low for that. I kind of like that that's the case because it encourages you to use your brick soul.
I wish I remembered, because, like, I at least for my playthrough, I always try to make sure you have more soul, because I feel like using the break soul, or having break soul in stock is a little bit more beneficial compared to the possibility of the stat increase by having less soul. But,
it's also easier to make longer combos with more souls.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think I usually hovered around 3.
That's fair, that's fair. For me, I like to keep like 4 or something along those lines, because that gives me 2 reliable break souls to rely on, and it's also a good number to try to link to a Mystic card after, if ever I'm in the mood to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh gosh, I'm really going with coercion. The physical attacks. Yeah, this is myself to like judge myself from a year ago. But one thing is for sure is that commentating and playing at the same time is a little bit rough. I noticed. So I was kind of surprised I was able to do the event another time last year pretty smoothly, smoother than usual. So I'm not gonna judge myself too much compared to years past. I mean, at least I did much better in terms of gameplay perspective, I'd like to say, compared to the first 2 events. Oh, geez, way back when.
Compared to the last time I did post commentary, where you spent, I think, about a third of the segment I commentated over looking for a town. Literally a third of the segment.
That was back then when I didn't have any notes. I barely had anything.
That's why you have notes now.
Yes, because I don't want to meander. It's really not good. I mean, granted, with a game like this, it does have that guide system, which does help. Even though I think, like, sometimes throughout this marathon, I do kind of bag on it. But I bag on it because I'm being nitpicky. I'm commentating about these games over 9 days, so I do tend to get a little bit more nitpicky. But I definitely needed the notes for Eternia. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I mean, that's like the 3rd game in the series, and I'm certain that it's very entrenched in old JRPG style, where they give you no hand-holding. They will not touch your hand. They won't even think about your hand.
Well, they do, like, surprisingly in the localization, they do give you, like, skits, navigational skits. So you have that at least, but it is still very much designed with the old JRPG mentality, as you mentioned.
I do kind of appreciate how smooth these games are, like the more modern ones, even though the old style is fun too.
Oh, like in terms of the frame rate in 3D, or?
No, like I genuinely kind of appreciate the hand-holding, because it is fun to figure out where you're going, but if you can't figure out it quickly gets frustrating.
That's fair, that's fair. For me, when it comes to JRPGs, I don't mind getting lost too much. I feel like that's a part of the experience, but I'm also, I played like games like Symphonia and Fantasia as my early games in the franchise, so I can understand the modern gamer needing the guide just in case, the extra push.
I mean, I did start with the older games. I've just come to appreciate the newer ones.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The one thing I'll always remember for being lost and whatnot is like finding the Toys Valley mine on the boat.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that took forever. I think it took me like an hour or two. I remember it vividly. That's how vivid it was for me in my first playthrough. I'm like, where is this like valley mine? And it's like, I don't know if I eventually gave up or I stumbled upon it in happenstance, but oh, that was like one moment of getting lost in the series that I'll never forget.
Oh no. I definitely got lost like that in Symphonia, but it was much earlier in the game. Because I think I couldn't find the water temple, and I got so lost that I found the wind temple instead.
Nice. I mean, technically you can still do the wind temple before the water temple, so,
That's true.
yeah. Did you end up doing it out of curiosity?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you have to do the fight early. I understand.
It was kind of rough.
Yeah. Something I'm noticing here with this playthrough the boss in the actual marathon is that Eleanor actually had Ice Edge, and I did not have that when I was catching up to this and reminding myself like a couple days ago.
You must have leveled up faster in this one then.
Yeah.
I think you might have had Great Shop stuff for these playthroughs.
Yeah, I also did Great Shop for my reminder playthrough as well.
Ah.
Oh, these are fun choreography parts. Like, it's nice to see how far Tales of has grown in terms of the mocap and all that. Like, the Velvet and Oscar thing in the beginning, and just now with Zavid and Velvet here. It's kind of nice to see.
Yes, the mocap in this game is so much better than some of the previous games. And I don't mean that to be mean to the previous games, but yeah, it has grown a lot.
Also, what the heck? I'm still not over this. Why does this man have a scanner of some sort? Why?
I mean, I don't think it's any more advanced than the magical gun that does whatever the plot wants it to.
I mean, at least that. Well, actually, I have no explanation for that. We still don't. Well, that gun, whatever. It's weird. It's weird.
It's not quite as weird in this game. They don't go quite into all of the interesting things Siegfried can do. But it sure does still do some weird things in this game. It is the Azure Sea. You're right.
Yeah, Azure Sea. There you go. Innocence still exists. Innocence is still a very good game. I can't wait to replay that game someday.
They can't have gotten far.
Oh, Innocence is so good.
Yeah. Oh, like, jeez. I remember because, like, I was recording footage for it, and it's like, wow, I really want to do a full playthrough of this game again, but I think I'm going to be waiting for the patch that's currently being worked on and whatnot to give it another revisit, because it's been, like, 2015 since I last played through SSR, and I loved every bit of it, but oh man, there's so many games I want to revisit, but just not enough time. You know, that's the full paw about being a hardcore fan of a series. There's only so much time you can devote, you know?
Right, and Tales games, I think, well, the shortest Tales game is 10 hours, but that's an outlier. The shortest Tales game after Tempest is something like 20 hours, maybe longer. So it really racks up if you consider all the games in the series.
Yeah. I was just having a conversation about this with like a friend of mine where, well, it was just a brief thing, but he mentioned how like, oh, you know, playing through games like RPGs like Xenoblade and all that, like they're so long, and I'm like, I don't know if I can play the Tales series. Like, well, Tales series games aren't really that long actually. Like they're surprisingly modest compared to other RPGs in the industry.
Yeah, I guess that's actually true. A lot of other JRPGs trend more towards like 60 hours, whereas I think there's only a couple Tales games that hit that high.
Yeah. The worst example was when I played. I don't mind Persona 5 Royal. I played it this year, but oh gosh, that game, I clocked in around like maybe 200 hours. I was only able to finish it this year because I got sick for a long time.
A game that was fun to play once, and no one has time to play again.
Pretty much.
Might have been a human, but that guy was a beast.
3
Put a
games.
song in my soul.
3 games of the series I played.
Then Melchior had to jump in and
Anyway, this is about Persona. This is about Zavid talking about his creed about not.
I mean, something shooting yourself in the head. Isn't that a thing in one of the Persona games?
Oh gosh, no! I'm trying to get away from Persona right now. This is the Tales of Marathon stream. We're talking Tales. Ah!
I'm just saying it was good timing.
Oh, it wasn't intentional. Oh, jeez.
That's all I know. You believe me or
But
not,
yeah, Zafi giving his backstory here about how he met Ifrid and how the two of them interacted was very much welcome at this point. So I remembered like at the end of my blind stream at this point in the game, because this is where I ended off after this cutscene. I was like gushing about, wow, I actually care about Zavid and all that. It's just, yeah, all the stuff this game does is just well done for Zavid particularly.
Yes, it's well done on its own terms, and then it also is well done in terms of boosting Zestiria.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Zestiria benefits so much from having this game as background.
I see no reason for them to keep him
Yes,
alive.
very much so.
You think
Like,
I don't know that?
oh, the 2 games, they do complement themselves very well, but I'm also very aware of sometimes, like, I feel like
Can do.
Why not?
it's hard, because, like, sometimes you find people who are, like, big fans of Berseria but don't like Zesty, or the other way around. It's just,
Not a killer.
it's been very,
I won't steal a single
it's been
life.
very intriguing, but at the same time, it's so, I don't know, like, it's like a mystery that I still can't quite wrap my head around, personally.
I mean, I can kind of understand it, but I kind of don't. But in the end, I think everyone, myself included, needs to just realize that when it comes to narratives and games, it like varies from person to person what you want to see and what you enjoy seeing. And so not every game will be for every person. And the Tales series varies so much in like tone and themes that no one is going to like every Tales game. Everyone will always have a least favorite Tales game.
That is very true. That's very true.
We're pausing.
Why are we pausing? Was I confused for maybe I was just taking a look at my map there, because like I was thinking my nose, because I think I did the same thing too, where I was going the wrong way there. So I realized I was in the right way the moment I paused.
Oh dear.
Oh gosh, trying to escape. Get out of here, get out of here. We don't need to fight. We don't need to fight
There you
these
go.
folks. Yes. Right, so I think this is the point where I bring up, well actually, we have a skit to play through first.
What's on your mind, Laphicet?
I know Siegfried
Mandatory
comes from another
skits.
continent,
Well,
but do you know
there's skit
anything else
scenes.
about it?
I think we might have established this yesterday in the marathon, but yes, it's so intriguing, because like I remember the reaction to Berseria and how they're being like there's so many skits and all that, and then when Arise came out, people are like, oh no, I missed the 2D skits and everything. It's like it's kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of intriguing how that ended up.
You never know you have it until you've lost it.
Exactly. and Berseria made sure to remind us of what we had. A lot.
I think Berseria is like in my opinion, the best the series has done as far as 2D skits. I feel like they're very dynamic. They do a good job of the half-body style, and just in general, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So when it comes to like the 2D skits, thinking more about for myself what I think are probably the best ones. I do like the Grace's style with the half bodies, but part of me still has a bit of a nostalgia for the stamps. Also, by the way, here is the question that was used for the marathon. Besides Lifeley, what was the other illusion used on Aizen? Because it's post commentary, I can make the comment by saying there is no giveaway. The giveaway ended last year, so these questions just added in for fun. So feel free to play along. Normally be going for 40 minutes, but I can say the answer right now. It was Edna. Edna at the Lothringen Tower. Yes. Alright, but yes, when it comes to the 2D skits, I don't know, like, there's still a part of me that kind of likes the charm of having the stamp books and whatnot. Like, and how they move around all over the place, but, I never really thought about this too much, like, the 2D skits, of which one I prefer more. Especially because, like, it's a topic that you don't really think about until, like, the release of Arise and how they went for a more comic book style. So, I can see what you mean about Berseria, though. They're definitely more dynamic compared to some of the other 2D skits in the past.
I think they're even more dynamic than Grace's, because I feel like they looked at what Grace's did, and they were like, I can do this better. I can do the same things, but better. And they did.
There were some
I
things...
really like...
Sorry,
I really like the art style of the groovy chats, though. Continue.
Oh yeah, the groovy chats were cute. That was something that we haven't seen that since Grace's, huh? All the groovy chats.
Well, Berseria has those, but they're just in a more standard art style.
Oh, that is true.
The series does it too.
Yeah, I've always associated groovy chat with more like chibi, though. So, I guess. Yeah, but looking at it in that perspective, I guess I could see why Zesty and Bercy could also have that sort of feel to it with their illustrations and whatnot. I do actually want to make a comment that, like, I do kind of like Exilia 2 skits a bit, because they... the skit images do interact and whatnot, but there's also moments where, like, they pop out of their boxes and you see, like, a full-out illustration and whatnot. So it's kind of nice to see that, if we're solely focusing on the stamp style of presentation.
It's like a midpoint between half-body and stamp style.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that the first game... Well, no, actually, that would be Eternia, not Destiny 2, but I was gonna say, like, within the first two games with skits that weren't the battle things, we saw both stamps and half-body.
Sorry, what am I doing with this camera?
Examining a horse.
Yes. But sorry, continue.
I was saying that it's interesting that we saw half-body so early in the series, but we kept going back and forth between stamps and half-body.
What did that pirate mean by
I mean, I feel like a part of that was, like, due to the, that's what you were able to differentiate Team Destiny and Team Symphonia, right? Back in the day? Because, like, Team Symphonia would use a stamp style, whereas Team Destiny would use the half-body style.
Well, I mean, I would say that, like, Destiny PS2 is sort of stamp style, but it's half-body stamps.
Is it?
I don't know how to describe it. It's like these half-body images on cards.
No, I thought that was Destiny R.
Yeah, Destiny PS2.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you said Destiny. My bad. Yeah, Destiny R. It's pseudo like that. I know what you mean. It's kind of interesting in that sense.
I really like those. Those are my favorite stamp style skits, if they count, considering they're also half bodies.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they were able to implement that, but I don't know. I still consider it half bodies, even though they do behave like stamps.
They even do the little flip over like a card.
Yeah, I forgot they did that. That is kind of cool. That's kind of
These
cool.
are dangerous places that the Abbats wash their hands of.
What's it called?
Makes
What's
you
it
wonder
called?
how much they can administrate these
You know what?
places when they're not
For
Emotional card
advertising,
hands dirty.
yeah, emotional
Are there
card chat.
many
I was more
classes
so
for
thinking like,
administrative
you know how
zones?
like
I've heard of tens
they
of
had,
regions in my time working
you
as
know,
an exotic
anime
variety,
edition and
but
CG
I'm afraid
edition.
I couldn't tell you their exact
I'm very
locations or their
disappointed they
current
didn't use the
status.
CG skits. You know what I mean? Like, you still technically had the anime skit images in the CG edition. That's a little bit false advertisement there, Bamco.
I wasn't expecting you to go that way. I was expecting like the suggestion of an edition of Arise that came with anime skits.
well, I wouldn't be surprised many other people would want that. But you know what? You have to wait in line because I have to get my CG Gaul in Heartsar, okay? I'm still waiting for that. Still
He's
waiting
been
for that.
cheated. He doesn't have the CG style. You're right.
Exactly. And I still feel I own the openings Blu-ray, by the way. They don't have the CG edition.
It's nothing
They don't. And I'm a little bit I feel like I didn't get my money's worth, Bamco. Where is that CG edition? I know you have it somewhere.
What if they outsourced the CG and the CG company told them no?
Then I would understand. As long as there's an explanation, I can take it. But if you're hiding it because of your own volition, then that's a different story.
This is your Vesperia PS3. You will not rest until you have it in your hands.
Please, I need my Heartsar DLC, okay? Give me the remaster. Give me the full remaster of Heartsar. Give it to me, Bamco.
They need to do this for the inevitable PC port, which is definitely happening.
The future of the series. I wonder.
I mean, they
genuinely
ported it to iOS. It can't be too hard to go from iOS to computers.
I forgot they ported. I was supposed to get that version, but I forgot, and then whatever. I have fun sitting in my Japanese account, but anyway, I forgot there was an iOS version of Hearts. Oh my gosh, I
Sorry to
forgot
worry
about
you.
that.
It turned out
We
to be
need
fake.
mobile phone ports of Mortals games, actually. That's the future of the series. You want
Nice.
smartphone games?
Not that
Put
he
the
has a lot
actual
of time
series on
left.
smartphones.
That's gonna be the monkey's paw, you know? Like,
Calm down.
oh yeah, you wanted Tales of Rebirth? Here, let's localize it on phones. Like, oh no.
I'd buy it as long as it's not like Fantasia iOS.
Taking your Salatoma?
Yes, sir.
And nobody died?
I want
Indeed,
my
now and
login
you can-
bonus, okay? I want my
Now
login
you
bonus.
can give you an orb that revives you in battle, but if you want more, you have to spend money.
Already done, sir. We're ready.
Okay, to give a little background on that, I did play Fantasia iOS when it came out.
There's worse out there.
When you start the game, Cress's mom Maria gives you an orb, known as Maria's orb. And the first battle in the game is, well, the first scripted battle of the game is you against a bunch of boars, as you would in Fantasia. But they buffed the enemies, the boars, like, to be like in unknown difficulty or something. I don't know. It's like extremely hard difficulty, and you can't beat them. You will most definitely lose right away. And then Maria's orb comes in, and then you get a tutorial screen telling you, hey, you activated Maria's orb. Maria's orb only activates when your entire party is KO'd. Since this is your first battle, this orb's for free. And if you get KO'd multiple times in this battle, it's all for free. But after that, you'll have to pay for this. So...
I feel like that's somehow more exploitive than the gacha games. I don't think it actually is, but it feels like it.
Why couldn't we just get Fantasia like on a flat rate? Like I would have paid for that. I thought of that back then. I still think about that now. Like I mean I paid for The World Ends With You when it came out on Apple devices before. So it's like I don't know.
If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, Hearts R was a flat rate.
Is that a fighting arena?
Yeah, Heartsar is a flat rate.
I don't see
Yeah.
any
Was.
options around.
It's not available anymore. Gosh
There's
darn
something
it.
spewing out of the middle.
And for those who are curious about when Heartsar iOS came out, it came out maybe about 6 or so months after it came out on Vita, like in Japan, so around 2014, if I recall correctly.
Oh wow, that was a quick port.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Now
I remembered seeing it around the same time when I tried out Tales of Link, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Destiny patch slot, but pain.
Hey, why didn't they release the other patch slot on iOS, huh?
Maybe because they realized the first one didn't do so well.
Maybe they should have put Symphonia patch slot on iOS. Maybe that would have sold.
I completely forgot that was a thing. Oh my gosh, Symphonia patch slot. Why was that a thing? Okay, before we get into that, this is Class 4. By the way, it's the only stuff that you can like capture on your PS4 or PS5, as you notice in the top right corner with that prompt. These Class 4s are basically similar to how you would see it in Zestiria, where you see those temples that only Soraya can enter, or only Mikleo can enter, or stuff like that. I think all these Class 4s are universally accepting of all party members, if I recall correctly, but essentially they're just gauntlets of enemies, and you get bonuses and items out of them. Particularly, I want to do the first one for a particular item we'll be getting at the end of this year, which will really help gameplay-wise, so that's why we're running through it. I'm not doing this just because part of it is also because of the filler, but part of it is also because you do get a really good item out of this which will be very helpful for the rest of this marathon here.
Yeah, it's just a really quick sidetrack to get the most important item in the game.
Yes, one of the most important items in the game, that's for sure, that's for sure. Symphonia patch slot. Dang. Why did you remind me about that, Kip? Why did you remind me?
Hey, you reminded me of Destiny patch slot first.
Darn it! That is true. That is true. Fine an eye for an eye, as they say.
We need those character songs from the second Destiny one. Why were there two?
Wait, I thought like there was an Asteria event where they had like all 5 or 7 of them released like at least like short loops of them or something.
Yeah, there were very short loops. There's definitely full versions of those songs, or at least I would hope there's full versions of those songs.
Yeah, I would hope so. I don't know, maybe because like isn't Tales of like Bamco? They've been releasing a lot of these like character voice songs or something like that. Like I remember, I think like there was an openings orchestra CD, but at the end of it they did like this completely unique song, which I didn't recognize at first until I learned, oh, it's a special song sung by the voice actors or something. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of that, but they have not dug up the second Destiny patch slot character song. They've had Aizen's voice actor singing Burn. They've had Leon's voice actor singing Yume de Arioni, and a bunch of other stuff like that.
Right.
But we will not get our character songs.
Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe there might be a legal thing where it's like it has to be specifically owned by the patch slot or something. Like it has to be distributed as part of the patch slot. And maybe there's some rights to be purchased with that, since it's not just Bamco, but also I forgot the name of the patch slot company, but I think maybe that might be the gray area that comes into play.
Maybe. God. I just really want to hear the rest of those songs.
Yeah.
Especially Johnny's, because the whole song is just him making fun of the rest of the party.
Johnny, Carol. No, sorry.
Oh yes, Carol.
Carol.
Carol Sheehan.
Carol Sheehan. Not Capel.
Not to be confused with Carol Capel or Carol Berzelius.
Right. I forgot how much of a... I really need to play Destiny R someday. I really do.
You do. The patch is pretty much done. I think they may have inserted the battle subs by now.
Okay.
And I think the proofreading is... They've done a full proofreading pass, I believe. I think they might be fixing things that people point out that they missed on their proofreading pass, but I think it's mostly in a presentable state now.
Okay.
The little one.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, alright. After I play through Legendia, and after I play through Symphonia again,
Oh no.
I'll get to... Well, see, the thing is, because like it's coming out on Switch, at least I'll play it on the Switch for a bit, so I'm okay with playing that. Because like I've been wanting...
Need
Go
to
on.
experience the improved ocean movement.
Yes, the ocean movement, overseas movement. Anyway, so like, the thing was because like I keep playing, like I think I mentioned this too in the marathon. The GameCube version of Symphonia keeps coming back into my life. Like I keep playing it, but then like I never had a chance to play through the PS2 version since I played Chronicles back when it came out in 2014. Yeah, 2014. So now that it's coming out on Switch, I'm like, alright, I have my reason to play through PS2 Symphonia, but after that, I don't think I'll be playing through Symphonia anymore. I'm good. Unless I know somebody who wants to play with me, I'm good.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think after that, I'll play Destiny, or we'll see. We'll see how time suffices.
I mean, the patch will definitely be all the way done by then.
Yeah, and I'll finally get to experience. You know, it's interesting because like I keep thinking how like everybody, like majority of the fandom, have played through Innocence on DS, but not R. Yet I'm the other way around, and majority of people have played Destiny R, but not PS1. And again, I'm the other way around. So it's like, I need to get to these experiences that everybody else has, and I haven't yet.
Well, I feel like a lot of before this year, I feel like a lot more people have played PS1 Destiny, but I feel like with the Life Bottle patch, everyone has now played Director's Cut.
Yeah, that is true.
And there's another patch coming too. Maybe you'll get to pick between the patches by the time you get around to it.
Oh, Destiny DC.
Yeah, because Luminatiles is doing it too, I believe.
Oh, that's cool. See, alright, so here's my pet peeve. I know you've heard me go on this pet peeve before, Kip, but when Tales of Destiny R is always, like, referenced to, everybody keeps calling it DC, and DC, and DC. I'm like, no! Tales of Destiny R was first, before DC! And it's like, it's just universally DC, like, in the fandom, without even realizing that it's an expansion pack of R.
I do that, and then sometimes I correct myself to R, and then everyone is confused.
That's right.
I think you might be at fault for that, me correcting myself to R.
But I think I've already grown to accept that, like, fandom's just gonna keep calling it DC. I'm like, alright.
It's the definitive edition. It's like how Famco calls the DS games by their Vita titles.
That's also true. That is also. But wait a second, Kip. There's no Tales of Tempest on the Vita. I'm not quite
There
sure.
is in my heart. There is in my heart.
Okay, by the way, the item that we got, the Ventite we got in question, allows us to have 4 mappable arts if we hold the L1 button, regardless of where it is in the chain. That's very important for me and for players in general, because like, let's say if you want to get to an art right away that isn't a part of your 4 stages here, you could like gain access to it right away. And I think here, what I had in my notes is that I wanted to map the healing arts into that, because initially I kept them all on the first step each time. But now we're doing it where the Ventite that allows us to have this access, we can map it here instead and not have it be a part of our main attack chains for our hidden arts specifically.
It's useful for stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I mostly used it for healing arts because I played Eleanor from the time she joined until the end of the game.
I think I ended up playing as Eleanor a lot too, even though I think like since my playthrough of Berseria, Berseria is when I started to do this. Like I always rotate between all the characters now. But I definitely enjoyed playing as Eleanor most out of the party. Rokuro is a second, I think, followed by Aizen.
I mostly tend to rotate between the party members until I find which character I like playing as best, and then I never change again.
That's fair, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, because like, it is fun rotating between all the characters, even though sometimes it feels like the game's enemy AI is designed to sort of like attack you anyway, even though you're a caster sometimes.
There's some casters that are good with dealing with that, though. I mean, in this game in particular, because the modern games make the casters much better defending themselves.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that.
I do recall, because like a friend of mine who played Radiant Mythology 2 did mention how he liked how the AI, the enemy AI is a little bit better designed, where it's like, it more so targets melee users, prioritizes melee users as opposed to the first player. So,
Polite.
what's up?
That's polite.
Oh yeah, totally is. So like I think because like my friend really enjoys playing as mages, so the fact that he was able to play through Radiant Mythology 2 and not feel like he's constantly targeted because he's the first player was a welcoming experience.
I like how Raze handles that actually, where the aggro goes to the 4th slot.
It ought to be rooted in that
Oh, does it?
Yes.
And yet,
I think the
something just
second
isn't right
most
here.
aggro goes to the 1st slot, but the most aggro goes to the 4th slot.
Dismissed.
Huh.
That knowledge is not.
Has that like I know you haven't, or did you play Worldwide
Something
Raise
wrong?
out of curiosity, Kip?
Yes, but my phone could barely handle it.
Easy there.
Oh.
Just asking.
I think that's true for
Sorry.
most people who
I was
played
just keeping
Worldwide
thought.
Raze. That game
Is there
was a bit
something
ahead
you
of its
need from me?
time. Phones have caught up by now.
Just heard a bunch
Yeah,
of sighs
yeah.
and wondered
Oh,
if
geez, I
it's
remember when I.
something.
Oh gosh.
No, I
'Cause,
drank
like,
my Solitoma juice.
I remember when I first played Worldwide Raise, and then they're trying to advertise it as like a
It
console
wasn't
experience
that
on your
bad.
phone. And it's like, oh, a console experience, you
Hey.
say? And I
What?
think about the games of the
Are you
past,
afraid of
like there's
demons?
Tales of Link,
No,
Tales of
I am
Asteria, Tales of Fantasia iOS.
It's more like I
And while they're all
despise them.
like 1 out of 3 of those games are all perfectly fine games,
10
it's
years
just
ago, a
I'm
group
like,
of them
oh,
attacked my village.
really? The console experience on Race? Haha. Show me, Bamco, show me. And then, like, I neglected it for a year, and I felt bad because that's when Worldwide ended, and then that's when I started playing the Japanese version again a year later. And I'm like, wow, this really does feel like you're playing like Tales game for console on the phone. It's like, they sure proved me wrong, which I'm very happy about. Like one of those moments where you want to be corrected and be shown wrong. Like Raze definitely fills that void.
Yes. Raze has so much love put
So
into
you
it.
can keep your pity.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I will then.
Like all the fan service that comes into it, and I'm talking about the good kind of fan service, not the fan service that is sometimes equated to blah 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 blah. But it's like I realized that like there was a lot of love and care into it. Like after like 7 days or 14 days into revisiting it a year later, and that's when I just continued to get hooked. And like the devs just kept delivering. Like, you know, you get like Legendia content, you get Innocence content, you get Hearts content, you get like content for Tempest, like so many of the games that like never really had too much attention in crossover games after they came out. So it's been and they have all of them. They basically have like all of them except for like, you know, the mobile originals, like way back when for the flip phones. But
Oh yeah, the fun titles.
yeah, oh, and I'm still a little bit angry about it a bit because like there was that one poll a long time ago where it's like, oh, you get to vote for these 10 sets of characters to join in. You could vote for Genus, you could vote for Hermana, you can vote for suddenly you can vote for a Tales of Breaker character, you can vote for the Narikiri Dungeon 2 or 3 characters. It's like, y'all vote for these characters. Hello?
I mean, they've said they'll still consider them.
I hope so. It's been 3 years.
Oh no.
It's been 4 years since those polls, and with the Ray story ending soon, it's like,
Within the year, they said.
What's up?
Within the year, they've said.
Yeah, it's like, are they gonna do it? Like, I hope so, because the fact that, like,
You're not wrong there.
they voted for Genus.
Just
It's
keep an
like,
eye
Genus
out
was
for
gonna
the
be there without the poll. Like, I'm sorry, you know? Like, Genus was gonna make it there eventually.
I think
But,
it was early enough in the game cycle that I don't think people were confident of that yet. It wasn't to the point where it's like, oh, Teresa and Oscar are playable, I guess.
yeah, I guess. But it's just, even I knew back then, it's like, come on, we haven't had content for, like, those characters at all. Like, forever. So, I don't know. I'll hold up hope still, because Ray's had developed that hope in me, but I guess we'll see.
A long time ago, mine broke. Bagow.
maybe we'll have one last exaflexion at the end of the story that brings in all of the worlds from like the flip phone games.
Please do, please do.
Let's question the
Bring those characters. Bring Fall Line from Frayne from Summoner's Lineage. Bring in Julio and Caro. Bring them all, please.
I don't think there's any accepted pronunciation for Fulan. Fulan.
Fall. I don't know.
The great grandson of Clarth F. Lester.
Yes, or Claus F. Lester.
Oh dear.
I remember my initial reaction to that. But anyway, here we are at Assault. I believe we're going to Assault because we're trying to find the translation for the book that Laphicet picked up at the... it was back at... what's the... Midgam, right? No, what's the name? What's the capital called again?
That's difficult because none of the names of the towns in this game are in any way memorable.
Fair enough. But yes, it was from the capital yesterday where we also saw that huge flying creature and that priest was killed by that flying creature. We're looking out for the translator. I think the person was referred to as I was gonna say Morgrim, but that's a completely different character. Grimoire per Magilu.
It's Magilu's old pal Grim.
Old pal Grim. Sounds very depressing. But yes. So that's why we're here at Assault. I think we talked about this before, but you said this is your favorite
Still
town?
no leads on that grimoire.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite areas in the game, I think. I'm not like a person who super focuses on the towns in a game, but I do really like the island towns in this game. They just have nice layouts, honestly.
Take this seriously.
True. I guess when it comes to like favorite towns, I can't really think too much about Berseria outside of like the snow land at the beginning. I kind of like that. Although Velvet's hometown was kind of nice with the whole autumn theme. Now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, it's very pretty in a ball. Also, speaking of these two.
Hello, Oscar. Hello, Teresa. These two characters who have just came to raise, and they were so accurate that they gave Oscar his eye patch still.
It's his signature item. Because that's his plot role is getting beaten up. we can't have Oscar without him getting beaten up.
That is... We'll be seeing more about this later on in this day, especially with Oscar and Therese, but... Oscar really had quite a bit of hype to him at the beginning. At least I thought, because like he was initially revealed as part of the promotion trailers and all that, but Oscar really didn't end up doing too much throughout this story.
One more thing.
Well, I think in Teresa's heart, he's the most important character in the entire game, so that has to count for something, right?
I suppose so.
She's very proud of him.
And adds him to her, I guess.
Also, if you must drink the water, remember to boil it.
She doesn't want him to get sick.
That is also a character trait.
I know, I worry too much. But I just can't help myself.
I think it was like Oscar also had like the skid images for Raves that were uniquely made for him, which was nice to see. Eye patch and all. Considering that Oscar has never spoiler alert, Oscar doesn't really have any skid images, I'm sorry to say, in this game.
You know, it'd be really surprising if he did.
Timing for Oscar to show up here at the very same hour we do.
Yes, I kind of like this little interaction because they're really casting more suspicion over Eleanor, and the dynamic does add a little bit of intrigue, but unfortunately it doesn't really lead too much
Soon you may wish we were sympathetic.
after this.
I do like it, though, because it would be out of character for the rest of the party to not call her on it.
Yeah.
Eleanor hasn't been snitching on us. I'm sure of it.
How do you know? Laugh. He said, "Oh yeah, you're the Moloch to the vessel." Got it.
No, I don't. I always stay on
But yeah, so it's like I did like how they kind of make connections to Zestaria's whole like vessel thing the moment that they've always been making the connections since the start of this game, but it really starts to kick in when Elnor need to be a vessel for Laphicet, considering what Laphicet had gone through at Artorias' throne, healing Velvet a lot.
I mean, it would not make sense for this to be a prequel if that wasn't the case, because, I mean, he's a Seraph. Well, a Malik, but that distinction is not something we will discover over the course of this marathon.
Yeah. You sort of have to make the connection yourself, basically. But
Well, they spell it out in the X dungeon, but we aren't doing the X dungeon. That would take too long.
yeah, unfortunately, none of the X dungeons in this marathon were attended to. I'm sorry to say, I can't fit that in within the 3 days per game. I'm sorry.
Howard.
The only X dungeons I've ever done in my life, I think I've only ever finished the Abyss one. I think I did the Symphonia one, but that's it. I'm not much of an X dungeon player, even though I know a lot of players do. I really should fix that someday, but yeah, the X dungeon to this game does explain a lot with regards to, or it does fill in the blanks for some connections to Zestaria and the whole Moloch Seraph connection.
It's a worthy cutscene to watch, whether you watch it elsewhere or play the game yourself, if you care about like the lore of the game and the connections to Zestaria.
Yeah. Did you do the X dungeon on the Curiosity Cup?
I did not actually. I don't think I've ever done any X dungeon for any game. I should at some point.
I don't think Legendia has an X dungeon, so.
I mean, my first instinct was I should do the Destiny 2 EX dungeon, despite not currently having an endgame save file because battery in my PSP expanded.
Oh, did the expansion? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who have PSPs, make sure to remove your batteries unless you need to use your PSP. So, because if not, they're gonna expand and you can't use them anymore.
I need to get a new battery for that thing.
Yeah, I think you find like some third-party ones for about like $10. So
That's not bad. That's not bad.
yeah.
Then I can get my Destiny 2 save files back.
Hey, there you go. Or I mean, I think you could like connect the PSP to the computer, and it could still act as like a charging source.
Maybe I'll look into that.
Yeah. One thing.
Oh boy, anyway.
Yeah, one thing I was just about to say. One thing I did not enjoy revisiting was all this menuing for the equipment. It's like, don't get me wrong. Like when I do a main playthrough of a game, I have the patience to go through like enhancements and all that. Especially considering how like enhancements are what's recommended for games that go through it. Well, maybe not Vesperia, but talking about games like Graces, this game, I think Zestaria as well, because you do get benefits for them in battle, which are really good. Outside of the minor modifiers, like BG boosting, for example. But part of me, if I were to pick a preference, like they're both very different for me to determine what I prefer more. But jumping back and forth between games that do and games that don't, I think that's what exactly happened in this marathon. Because Vesperia, like there's equipment you can enhance them, but they're not as like you don't enhance to like +7 or something like that. And then that was like the first game of the marathon. Then the second game was Eternia, where you didn't have to worry about that at all. And then we're back at Berseria, where it's like you got to do it again. So it's like my thing is just flipping back and forth between both mentalities at the end of the day.
Eternia was your break.
Yes, it really, genuinely, it was. Like, if we're talking some behind the scenes stuff, like, I gave myself longer breaks in Eternia because the game was shorter, and I enjoyed Eternia. Like, again, out of the 3 games, Eternia was the game I enjoyed the most, except for the final boss. But everything else was great. Everything else.
It's a shame I didn't get to watch Eternia live because I hadn't played it, and I wanted my first experience to be blind. Well, outside of stuff I know from like crossover games.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's a good thing that the Tales of Marathon Stream 3 is now available on YouTube. So, if at any time you'd like to watch Tales of Eternia or Tales of Vesperia, feel free to watch it on the YouTube channel here, Pan Bam Richard. And you can also view the break periods as well that are shown during the stream. So, it's like you were there. Minus a giveaway,
Nice.
I'm sorry to say.
Just get a time machine. Just get a time machine.
If I had a time machine.
I mean, if you had a time machine, I don't think you would need to win the giveaway. I feel like you could make a lot of money off of that. And, like, get the collector's editions when they first come out at, like, initial retail price. But, you know.
You know. I think there are, like, better things to do with a time machine than to watch the marathon stream. Just saying. Just for the giveaway. But that aside, like, it was nice to sort of do it one more time, and this was the biggest giveaway I did for any of the marathons because outside of the Abyssal Chronicles one that I did, where it was our 10th anniversary for the website, and I prepared like all the collector's editions up to that point since Exilia 1. But the giveaway that was done was pretty cool to prepare for, considering it also had the Japanese PS3 for Exilia, which was really cool, like opening it up and checking to see if it was okay.
Nice.
But
I don't think I bothered to enter the giveaway.
Well, you know, it's watching it is fine too. It's all your preference. It's all your preference. Oh gosh, how much more menuing am I doing here? Oh gosh.
All of the menuing.
Yeah.
Gotta get all of the items.
Gotta get the best optimizations.
You know, one thing I like about Grace's enhancements over this game is that you don't have to do things like this to get the right random skill. You just get the shard and put the shard into the equipment.
That is true. That is true. I think like with this game, it's weird because like in Zestiria they used the Lord of the Lands, which help you increase the rate of getting skills that you want. But I think here they only give you Ventites instead, which do increase the rates of what you want, but you can't control what you get from the enemies that you beat within the area.
Mm-hmm. Admittedly, I think the system is a lot more chill than Zestiria, where you are constantly playing bingo for your life.
I forgot about that. Oh gosh. And I just played through that last year too. I can't
All
remember.
the skits where Lila explains it, and you didn't pay attention to them.
Yeah, that was. I forgot you remember that. Jeez. By the way, yeah. By the way, Kip here helped me out a lot with the preparation for Zestiria and Berseria, so this is my public thank you to let everybody know that you had helped me out with this part of the marathon, which is much appreciated. But yeah, like, geez, I completely forgot about the skills and all that, like getting the bingo right in Zesty. You have to get like a plus 20, I think, to get you need to get like plus 20 to like get particular chain breaks between your arts or something. Like there's so much to Zestiria that like I barely scratched the surface of because of how the enhancements were set up and how like you had to properly set up your bingo board and whatnot. Like I part of me kind of wants to do one more playthrough maybe, but the thing is that game's camera is what kind of like deters me from it, you know?
I don't think that game, as much as I like the narrative of the game, I don't think like playing bingo with the equipment is worth a replay.
There's some gameplay things to it, you know? Like there's like one of my regrets I've always felt like was when I played the games initially up until like 2017 or something. It's like I didn't really give the gameplay too much attention. So like when I revisit the games, it's nice to sort of give it an extra oomph to it for my gameplay prowess and whatnot. But like it's just what are the words I'm looking for? If the camera could be fixed, like, you know, there's so many modding groups out there, like they're modding Tales of Symphonia for 40 FPS or whatever, or modding Arise for multiplayer, but where's the mod for the camera control for Zestiria? Because camera control does exist in Zestiria, but it only exists in multiplayer. It's the exact same camera control you would see in this game. Like, literally, one for one. They literally just took the multiplayer camera from Zestiria and put it in this game. Now, where's the mod for Zestiria Steam to have that camera control for single player?
This is your actual Berseria PS3. You won't rest until it's in your hands.
Yes! Give me my Zestiria remaster, okay? Give me my 60 frames just like this. There are mods for 60 frames on Zesty. I've seen them, but give me that and give me camera control in battle. Then I'm gonna feel good. Then I'm gonna feel great playing through Zestiria again.
I mean, it would be nice for Zesty to have that, because I feel like that would make a lot more people like it a bit better. I think that some people still wouldn't click with the narrative, but I feel like it's easier to click with the narrative when the combat system isn't fighting you tooth and claw.
Yes. First thing that comes to mind is the boss fight in Lady Lake, you know, with those corridors everywhere and zooming in and awkward moments. Yeah, I remember that.
There's also some interesting party AI in that game. I remember watching, I think it was Micleo, just walking off for a stroll. He wasn't doing anything, he was just walking away.
Alright, yeah, okay, so that's the thing, like, this game and Zestiria, like, it's weird, because, like, Exilia 2 is known for one of the best games for AI control, because, like, the AI control is so flexible in that game. You could literally, like, set very particular settings and not have to worry about the AI. And even with the default settings, like, it still holds up. But then, all of a sudden, since that game, like, they just never went back to it. Like, Zestiria, you only have, like, your Fantasia 5 options per strat. Like, Berseria carries it over, and Arise had it worse because, like, you can only set strategies for the entire party. It's a shame because they had it right, and then they just never went back to it.
It's great that Tails experiments so much, but the problem is that sometimes they should stop experimenting, and then they don't want to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to go on a CG tangent, because I've gone on enough of that earlier. But, what I do want to say is that, even, like, Hearts R, they also had, like, pretty solid strats, where it's, like, I think it was per person, and they're very conditional, too. Like, I think it's even more so conditional than, Exilia 2, because, like, it's like when a character's HP is this low, but it's over-prioritized by if your TP is this high or something, and then you get to add 3 actions to that. Like, that's, like, some really good strategy management, and it's such a shame that it had so many, I guess, for lack of a better term, like, de-evolutions over the years.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe it's because the portable games never really did well, even the ones that aren't Tempest. Because both Innocence and Hearts have very in-depth strategy options like that, and I wonder if they just are hesitant to go back to it because Innocence and Hearts just never really did that well.
Why is it so painful for you?
Don't blame the entire... never mind. Like, I'm only speaking from, like, I'm speaking to, like, Bamco or something, if they ever hear this video or whatever, like, don't blame, like, the sales, don't blame, like, good game design choices for the sales of a game. Like, it could be the fact that you're putting it on Vita in the first place, you know?
I mean, Vita did well in Japan. The problem is I don't think Innocence and Hearts did well even on the Vita. But I could be wrong. Admittedly, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of energy around those games even in Japan.
That's really unfortunate. Especially considering, like, the intrigues of the Triverse. Like, gosh, when I played Innocence R the first time in 2015, and then, you know, saw, like, the little tidbits that were being hinted at with Conway and QQ and all that, it's like, It was such a shame thinking that they weren't going to do anything else. And that was just in 2015, when that game had come out 3 years before I played it. At least they're kind of poking fun at them, Rays, so I suppose there's that.
I mean, Ray's has, in a producer letter, I believe, commented that they want to reveal the mysteries of the Triverse, and they kind of haven't, and now the plot's ending, and I really just would like to know more about the Triverse, because I really like Conway and QQ.
Yeah.
And, you know, I really like all three of the games that make up the Triverse. And then Memco is like, no, we will never tell you.
It wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the fact that they teased it. In 2 games, no less. 3 if you count Rays, you know? By the way, this beach was the beach that was played in the story demo for Berseria. The demo came out on PS3 only in Japan, but also PS4 for all other regions, including Japan as well. I believe, yeah, the demo like started from when we entered this beach to the cutscene after this boss fight, whereas the second demo, which was a battle demo, brought you to a swamp area, which you'll be seeing in the third part of the YouTube uploads for this day, and ends when you beat the Code Red boss there.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, this was our demo boss that we got, and Venom Lizard, if I recall correctly, as I take a quick peek at my notes here, we still went with the Fantasia strat. My party did not change since the Wyvern fight, and because of that, we were able to turn on fire spells this time, because I believe the weakness now... Oh, it's still Earth, actually, but it has no fire resistance, so we're okay with them using like Kaleidos Ray or Blood Moon. Just be mindful of the Venom Lizard when you're behind it, because when it's at half HP, it may start walking backwards as it walks forward too. And when it walks backward, I think this is actually Break Soul. It's going to cause a lot of damage if you're caught behind it. So I think it's the only thing to be mindful of. But other than that, wail on it with the weaknesses as you would any of the other bosses in this game, for that matter. And, you know, just hope for the best, essentially. Don't get stunned.
You know, we said we weren't going to talk about the global mobile games, but looking at this, I just can't help but think about Crestoria, because I believe they just imported this model and used it as a raid boss. And I fought this thing so many times in Crestoria that I look at this and I just think about Crestoria.
There's also the thing with like Exilia too, like they used that one boss with like the club, like that electrical enemy.
Yes, I think they stole a lot of, well, borrowed a lot of models from the console games, specifically from the PS3 era.
Well, I think Velvet at the start of this game also showed a Presencia flower, and that meant something completely different when I saw it recently.
Oh dear. They were a lot easier to get towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
They made them much easier to get. I had too many of them by the time it shut down.
I still remember the struggles at the beginning. You know how hard it was? I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, honestly.
You gotta beat up the Venom Lizards to get your Princessias.
Only 1 out of 7 or 10 battles or something.
Well, I don't think grinding for fucking Alicia Grid was much better.
Alicia?
That's getting way into Crestoria, but I'm sorry. That was the best stone to use for your grid. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Speaking of Crestoria, for those who have played Crestoria, I can't believe the one thing they teased at the end of that narrative. Like, there was nothing crossover related, really. Like, you could replace the crossover characters in that game with, like, completely different NPCs and you wouldn't notice a change. Except for the very end of the narrative that they teased. I still can't believe they did that. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
And then they confirmed that in the manga action, we will not have crossover characters.
Which is what it should have been in the first place. Jeez.
I do wonder what they'll replace Mila with, but
Oh, that is also true. Yeah, Mila
he's
did
very
have a
plot
bubble.
relevant.
Yeah. But again, it came in so late. I think that was like the last chapter, if I recall correctly. Or second
Roughly.
last?
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't know.
no, yeah, second last, because I think the last one was more so focused on, we're gonna call him Miklia, but
Miklia. Or
Did you-
No, wait, Aegis.
Aegis, yeah, Aegis. Did you not think, like, I thought Mikleo at first when I first saw him, so, I don't know, like, I'm not ashamed to mistake or mix up between the two of them.
They do look similar. I can't imagine Aegis saying that he's not a frog.
Well, instead, he's just known for eating grass or something. I don't know.
I think that's just Earhart. I think only people who ran those two in the same party know him for that, actually.
And guess what I've been doing when that game was around? So yeah, you notice the break, half HP point, the break soul, it starts to stand up, and also when it turns red, as Laffy said had mentioned, it starts to release more poisonous fumes, so you now know that Laffy said is a fan of beat-em-up games. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think I know, because like, when I was doing the run of this, when I was reminding myself about this game, I did take much longer with this boss fight, and I think I realized what it was, because I think I forgot to use Ice Edge, because Eleanor has it, and for some reason I just kept her to use her, I think she had Blood Moon, or no, Flame Beast, and that's why it took me much longer, because I took 5 minutes longer with this boss fight in the Reminder run as opposed to the marathon here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was quite long.
Don't tell me
I
you
wondered-
suffer. Oh, also another thing I want to mention too is that, like, when I was also doing the Reminder playthrough, I'm like, alright, let's play Velvet conservatively in the duel against Eleanor, and I kind of got caught by stuns, like, every now and then. And then I'm like, alright, should I play her, like, recklessly again? And then turns out, yes, keep playing her recklessly because she's still broken. Even when you break down to 2 souls, you can just quick step an enemy's attack, and then you can, like, pick up the soul again and then break soul again. Like, it's still hard to believe how broken Velvet is in this game compared to the other characters.
Well, I mean, the reason I think why her AI is so bad is that her AI tries to play her conservatively as well. They just go into Break Soul and sit there. They don't want to end it. They really like being in Break Soul.
That's why I think, like, when I was doing the Reminder playthrough, I was like, oh, wait a second, let's just set the strategy where she only uses Break Soul when she's full on soul. And that's why I never really saw it much, but at the same time, she barely did anything in battle. She might as well just be an item user.
They expect you to play as the broken protagonist. It's not their fault that you didn't.
But, like, differently, I could also blame them for making so many good characters. I want to respect the game design choices.
No, everyone must play as the protagonist. They regret ever letting you switch.
but why is there a mechanic where I can swap between characters, just like Innocence DS? Was that Innocence DS? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. I think it was called, like, Infinite Band or something.
Right. Or Infinity Jam, I think.
Something
Oh, no, Infinity
like
Jam
that.
was the Overlimit. Yeah. But I think, like, the cool thing about the swapping between characters in Innocence DS, which I want to give a playthrough of someday, it's like, you instantly swap between the characters that, like, I remember seeing the combo videos of that back in the day before Innocence DS came out. It's like, man, this looks wild, this looks ridiculous, and it's kind of cool to sort of re-emulate that, but now I'm stuck with the choice of should I play Innocence DS, or should I play Innocence R again when I get to it. Time.
I don't know. I mean, Innocence DS is a lot shorter than Innocence R because Innocence R, like, doubles the amount of dungeons.
That's fair enough. How long would you say? Oh gosh, Velvet AI. I'm probably angry at Velvet AI during the marathon too here. I'm trying to fix. What can I do? What can I do to make you stop charging into the enemy and wasting my life bottles? AI Velvet. What can I do?
Switch her out.
But she has no BG, and she only get BG if she uses Break Soul. But if she uses Break Soul, she's gonna stand there. I mean, the obvious answer would be to control her, but I shouldn't have to do that.
Oh no.
Actually, she's doing okay here.
I think Innocence Gate is maybe... it's on the shorter end of the series. Obviously, it's longer than Tempest, but I think that it's 30 hours max. And I think that's like on the upper end, perhaps.
Oh, I see. So it's like around Arise length, give or take.
That feels long. I think Arise might be longer than Innocence. I mean, it is a DS game. Compression can only give them so much more room compared to Tempest.
Fair enough. Oh gosh. So yeah, that's the one thing about like all of you probably noticed this yesterday when I first played on day 1 for Berseria. These bosses. Ooh, wow, I'm getting wrecked something fierce here. Ever since Velvet came into the fray, I started getting wrecked. These boss fights, because they're like low level runs essentially, since I avoid encounters and only like go for the boss fights, they do tend to last for quite some time. So it's a minor trade-off, but the trade-off is worth it because you get through the game faster, especially since like we have double EXP and we're playing on hard. It kind of balances out in a sense, even though we went through like 6 life bottles going into our 7th. Jeez. I'm not the best player, but I do my best. Okay.
I mean, I think it's Velvet's fault.
You know, the worst part is that, like, I wasn't thinking to switch back to Magulu. Like, she was the one who was in my party initially, and I've switched Rokuro and Velvet back and forth, but not Magulu. I think that was the flaw, looking back at this.
Oh dear.
There we go.
That was tough.
Yeah, this boss fight took out.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, 2021 me. You did it. This was
I
like...
believe the practice run was 15 minutes. You brought it up yourself.
I did.
So she's the same sort of Mog as Bianca?
I do like how they picked this demo point too, because like, you know, you see like Normans, quote unquote. And I think they kind of confirmed themselves as like Normans and Zesty the Cross, even though Zesty the Cross is in his own universe. Deal.
Grim shows up in Zesty the Cross.
That she does.
Ah, you two. Still as outlandish a pair as ever, I see.
I was surprised to hear this voice from I was gonna call her Morgrim again. Grimoire. Can you blame me? They sound like it's like the same syllables but they're reversed.
I make the same mistake constantly.
Grimoire is her. Morgrim is the cat model that they took for Rollo from Exilia 2 into this game, and Zestiria for that matter.
Yeah, because Morgrim shows up in Zestiria. She's completely optional, but she does show up. And then they made her... yes, she's a Lord of Land.
It's not the kind of thing.
And not one of the story ones.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay. I thought she was attached to one of those orbs. You know, those pass orbs or something.
No, she's just a Lord of Land.
Oh, okay, fair
She
enough.
doesn't have an orb.
I'm serious. I bet you are.
I think it's interesting that they took Morgrim and made her more important in this game.
Yeah.
I guess she was a fan favorite.
I mean, I'm not quite sure fan favorite to be honest, but
People liked
like
her enough to justify putting her into the prequel.
I guess so.
How old are you?
Maybe the devs liked the Rollo model so much that they wanted to put in the prequel. Doesn't have to be the fans. But yeah.
Speaking of the Norman, I think the two that are Berseria exclusive, Bienfu and Morgan. Grimoire here.
Grimoire, yep.
I think have much more interesting designs than most of the ones you see in Zestiria. Short of like attack, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
My.
Yeah.
Grim in particular is interesting looking. She's hard to take seriously, even though she's a very serious character.
And I want to learn more about history.
I was kind of tempted to close my eyes during her scenes sometimes and just focus on the voice acting.
You have passion, child. I'll give you
I don't know, like for me I guess like the voice work does sort of like have me ignore the design. So that's more so a compliment to the voice work than anything really.
Yeah.
My
Her voice actor
tuition
does a
isn't
very good
cheap,
job.
You know.
Yeah.
You will teach me?
No, I won't. But I admire your dedication enough to read it for you. Now where's
This scene is very cute.
Yeah, it
Laffy
is.
said in general is very cute.
Here it is, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think like Laffy's arc is my favorite throughout the entire cast here. Velvet's was okay. Elnor's was also okay-ish. But no, Laffy's is definitely the one that calls out to me amongst the rest of the cast here.
Same. I mean, I love all of them, but I think Laffy is probably my favorite as well. I have a big soft spot for Magilou too. I think Magilou is my second pick. But I don't think she so much grows over the story. She does a little bit.
This'll take some time.
You kind of have to get more out of her from her side quests, basically.
Yeah, you kind of have to dig, but I do think that being around Velvet does somehow improve her a little bit. But it's really subtle. And I think it's so subtle that at this point in the game, it is not in any way really possible to pick up on it.
Yeah, she I guess like if you put it in that way, she's kind of like the Zavid from Zesteria in a sense. Except this Zavid was able to have like the prequel game to expand further, whereas Magilou, you have the side quests here. But I feel like if there was like another, oh gosh, there's a third connected game in the Tales game, please save me. But if there was like a Berseria prequel or something, like maybe like you'd learn more about Magilou's past and whatnot.
Admittedly, the prequel hook for this game in the EX dungeon would imply much further in the past than that.
Oh, right. I mean, I'm remembering bits and pieces about it, but yeah, that does certainly lend itself to some implications and whatnot. But anyway, here we are at the at Haria here, and we're actually about 3 or 4 minutes left until we end off the post-commentary portion. After we speak with Rokuro here later, is when we'll be going back to the commentary of 2021. You'll probably hear me exclaim, oh shoot, or something along those lines. Realize that I haven't recorded, which is why this post commentary exists in the first place. But it's just your heads up. This is just one final thing for me to say, I guess, for those who are rewatching the marathon, who have discovered it just now, or who have seen it like when it came up, or have seen the ones previously. I guess this is my other opportunity to say thank you all for taking the opportunity for how much time you have in your lives to spend a bit with this marathon. It is very much appreciated. Or for any of my other endeavors throughout the Tales of series, like any of the projects, if they were with the Bizzle Chronicles or my own endeavors and whatnot. Thank you for taking the time to deal with my own shenanigans and enjoy the ride, particularly for the marathon, as this was done for a Rise, but still 3 separate Tales of playthroughs, which was very fun to prepare for one more time here. So that's my final way of saying thanks to you all personally in a post-commentary session from 2022, as we do some more menuing in the Balforma weapons dealer store.
I mean, it does kind of suit him.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, Spada was so much fun to play as in Innocence. Both games, Innocence DS and Innocence R, so good. So good.
That is great.
Yeah. Play any Tales of games you haven't been able to gain access to. Play Raze. Play Raze. Play Innocence. Play Innocence R. Play Hearts. Play Tempest.
Yes, play Tempest. Please play Tempest.
Please play
People need to play Tempest.
Yes, despite the gameplay, at least the story is okay.
The story is good.
Yeah, I even when I revisited it back 3 years ago. Yeah, I thought the story was good, but the gameplay really.
Any rooms open?
It is the price you pay for Tempest story.
Yeah. And you could kind of see like how it sets up other games too and whatnot, like on the supposed drivers they were trying to set up for, but not really.
Do you think maybe I could stay and watch?
And Laffy said here is what people nowadays call a pro gamer move, quote unquote. I cringed the moment that left my lips. But yes.
He's a gamer. He's gaming.
I mean, he knows beat 'em ups. He knows about the bosses turning red, so he's got to be in some sort of gamer during his time as a tether to Teresa or something. Gosh. But yes, he was able to appeal to Grimoire and is able to have her teach him the ancient tongue, which is nice to see. Nice to see.
Wait, which turns out to just be a bunch of Tales references in a row, but...
Yeah, but anyway, thank you all for listening to the post-commentary portion of this part. After Rokuro speaks and before I pick up the treasure chest, it will be going on to the What am I doing? Anyway, we're gonna continue the commentary. The commentary will continue back from 2021. Yes, thank you for watching.
So she digs being called teacher. Well played, Laffy said.
She wasn't so fond of ma'am, so I guess he figured he needed an alternative.
You can tell how badly he wanted to help her with the languagey work. I think our Malak boy's finally finding himself.
So it would seem.
Shoot. I forgot to record today. Well, I started recording right now, so if ever this ever comes up as like a VOD, that stinks. I'm gonna lose a bit of this day for the marathon if ever I re-upload this. Anywho, that's more behind the scenes stuff. Oh well, it is what it is. You just keep on pushing forward.
If it keeps the Abbey's eyes off us for once, that's good enough for me.
You really will use anything and everything towards your own aims, won't you?
Yep, and that includes you, as I'm sure you've noticed.
Alright, let's keep on pushing forward here. Let's see if we can find 1 or 2 more people. How's it going, Eisen?
Deciphering the text might take some time.
We should be prepared to wait it out here a while. Hopefully it'll all be worth it in the end.
I hope so too. But ancient Avarost is complex. It's not just a matter of knowing the grammar and vocabulary.
Oh? Then how exactly do you read it?
I'm not sure about the specifics myself. But from what I understand, you kind of have to intuit a lot of it.
A language based on guesswork?
The problem is that, like, I don't keep the VODs on Twitch. It's more like I recorded it on my own with my own quality, but I have backup recording, so it should be fine. Should be fine. It sounds like if ever I were to re-upload. Behind the scenes stuff! Behind the scenes stuff! Don't worry about it, let's just keep on pushing with Tales of Berseria. Let's see here. I think that's everybody that I need to speak to. I think there's one more. Oh yeah, there's Magalu. How's it going? Yeah, this game does this a lot. I think the same thing also happens with like what are words looking for with the Zesty as well, but I don't think it does it as much as this game, I like to say. Maybe they both kind of have like their own ways of presenting it, but I never really noticed it as too frequent in Zestiria compared to this game. It's very reminiscent of Vesperia, or like games like Symphonia and Abyss. Like those games, they're definitely proprietors of it. But when it comes to like other games and whatnot, it's just you kind of see it a lot in this game for sure. In the modern games, I like to say. Actually, you know what? You do see it in the Exilias, don't you? I never played through the Exilias for a while. Like, it's been like 7-8 years, so I'm gonna have to revisit those someday.
You have the obstinacy of a spurned lover who refuses to move on.
Even for you, teacher?
It's this one crucial line. I can't wrap my head around it.
Ah, this ancient Avarost.
Well, from what you've taught me so far, it looks like it says...
This is gonna be when the moments where Zestiria starts to kick into this narrative. And I'll admit the first time when I started to really realize it was when it started to talk about malevolence. And I will admit that I also got distracted, because the first time when I played Berseria, I was certainly like, oh wow, this is fun, this is a great game. And then like, when it started to talk about like malevolence, I certainly was like, oh no. why is Berseria suddenly being brought up into this narrative? And, like, the thing is, though, it does its job for making me want to replay Berseria. And I replayed it, and I don't have as harsh of an opinion about it anymore. Like, there's still something, but it's not, like, quite as, what are words I'm looking for? Not as, like, harsh on it as I was back when I first played Berseria. So, Berseria did a good job of helping me play another game, basically.
These words are lined up, like they repeat. And when I read this part that same way...
So all this stuff is all about the ancient tongue that you hear about in Tales of Berseria. I don't know too much about it personally, but it essentially is kind of cool that, like, they sort of, like, talk about it in bits and pieces here. And here we learn about Empyreans. And Innominat, yes. Well, I mean, you already known about Innominat for a while, but...
Alright, so if we apply this rule here, then...
What do...
It would seem
Grimoire's mouth looks a little bit too chubby there. I've only started to, like, notice it now. It's like, why does it look like it's not moving as well as it should? But maybe I'm being a little bit too nitpicky. Marathon nitpicks.
I wonder if they've made any progress yet.
Shall we go check on them?
Alright, let's give him a good old check. Yeah, you know what? I did forget there's a ton of plot dumping that's going to be occurring from here on forward, which is, you know, I've been waiting for it, considering the amount of times I've been saying, oh, you know, we're kind of just meandering around. Well, here we go. We need to get to this point to start to learn more about what we're going to be doing as our team progresses here with the story.
Only because I've got the best teacher.
Careful, honey tongue. You'll give this old girl ideas. Huh? Now, child, I'm sure they're curious about the song we unearthed. Why don't you read it aloud?
Yes, we're going to be getting to Palamedes. I'm looking forward to hearing those songs, because, like, again, I do like the direction that Sakuraba takes those ruins and whatnot, but anywho, this is our big thing. We're learning about the Lord of the Lands. We're learning about the Malevolence. We're learning about the different pulses and how the Malevolence flows throughout the land. So this is where I'm like, oh no. Oh no. But yes.
But so long as there is one receptive to divine power.
I mean, I got it eventually, but still, following this, like, the first time, I was more distracted by the fact that it's Berseria as opposed to actually hearing it out.
The nameless Empyrean hath one body.
Empyreans?
Essentially, this ancient text you found is an annotated volume of drawings and songs pertaining to Innominat.
Annotated? Then hurry up and just tell us what it means.
Hey, you don't know any ancient tongue, come on.
So far, we've only figured out how to read the song lyrics.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Velvet is like any other, like, person who's like, tell us what it means in Japanese already. Come on. Calm down, Velvet. No, I know. I know why she's very, very much wanting to know right away, but it just reminds me of all those people like, just translate it or use Google Translate. But anyhow.
What the Abbey's up to is
what is better, English voice or Japanese? It's your preference at the end of the day.
I think we can learn much.
I have a preference for English, so I listen to it in English. Plain and simple.
The drawings depict him with 8 heads. One of them belongs to his main body, but the other 7 are his mouths. Those mouths consume malevolence, sending it along earth pulses back to that main body so he can awaken. The 7 monsters fitting that description are called
Empyreans.
Right. Now as for this malevolence, I have no idea what that means.
What about the second part?
I haven't studied much ancient history, but it said this world was created by 4 Empyreans: earth, water, wind, and fire. But they also call Innominat an Empyrean. Perhaps a war broke out between Innominat and the other Empyreans that resulted in him being sealed away.
But if there is someone
I missed that
connected
eclipse.
with divine power, the Empyreans will keep spawning. And just like that, Innominat will be revived. If we assume that Shepherd Artorius fits that bill, and that he's trying to reawaken Innominat, everything lines up.
Which means our job is to find these Therians and cut off Innominat's heads, so to speak.
But where do we even start looking for them?
Remember, the song states that the Therians in Innominat's body are connected through earth pulses. If their job is to feed Innominat, the most effective place to position them would be at the earth pulse points.
Points?
The places where the power of Earth pulses.
Everybody following along yet? I'm rewriting my notes here because it's my second time seeing this year, just to make sure that I'm following along too.
Sigil. Hey, remember the barrier that was keeping this bug in the forest?
Wait, are you trying to say that thing's a Therian? And yet, it would explain why the Abbey was keeping it locked up.
And there was that same barrier at the villa, too.
That's right. Do you suppose that was also a Therian? Does that mean the Therians all come in different forms?
Should we go to Logres and check?
We've just started deciphering the book. I'd hate to lose time on some fool's errand. I'd rather know at least a little more about what's in it before we make a move.
Something bothering you, Grim?
This line. The one about Therians.
The beetle ended up... It ended up not being filler, but at first it felt like filler. Uh-oh. Lobby set.
Same thing as I did in Warg Forest.
Okay, Mal, show us where to go next. Where's your first cube pointing us? I mean, I guess the compass has some significance, but I'm pretty sure it's not enough, as much significance as we initially thought.
The Abbey took that over?
Temples and ritual sites are often built on places thought to be rich in spiritual energy. Could the temple possibly be an Earth Pulse point?
There's lots of earth pulse points scattered all over the world. If there's only 7 Therians, most of them will be...
Again, admittedly, I was way too distracted by Berseria mentions at this point, where like I didn't really follow along the first time. Second time I watched the cutscenes this year, I followed along a little bit. Third time around, which is right now, I'm getting it a little bit better, that's for sure. Again, I'm more of a character arc person than like a world building person, so it takes me a while to sort of like follow along with things like that, I like to say.
I guess there's only one way to find out. Never mind. Good luck out there.
Alright. We are full heal and everything, and we're ready to push on through. How are we doing? Who should I play as for this first part? Okay. I guess we can go with Project Fantasia again, as we always do for this low-leveled hard. Well, low-leveled, I don't know. It's not particularly low-level. I got double XP, but kinda low-leveled. They just want to resist physical attacks they're gonna run into as well. So let's just get the spells out there. Essentially, neutral attacks. I like to say, not physical. Yeah, we should be good. Anyhow. Where's the exit to this place? Alright, we're off to the next part of this adventure to see if we can find what's going on at the temple. This is a nice and quiet place. Though, kind of makes me wonder if there's like 2 towns together over here. Similar functions.
Who are you?
The innkeeper's daughter. I happened to overhear you all talking about going to Palamedes and...
Did you report us to the Abbey?
Uh-oh. Good point.
Report? But you already have an exorcism.
You know, you have to forget that sometimes that we have our even Velvet's like, oh yeah, I guess we do have an exorcist with us. You know, it's oftentimes we forget about this as we keep going through the battle. So I'm glad that we can use like Eleanor as like our means of status to keep pushing forward. You also keep forgetting that.
For someone. A mother and her child went to
Yeah,
visit
the badly drawn Eleanor wanted poster. Missed opportunity. Very missed opportunity. Granted, it wouldn't make any sense because like she's already on secret mission for Artorias anyway, so it wouldn't make too much sense for them to bring her back.
Hold on. If she's a priestess of Aminoch...
Right. Ever since the Abbey booted her out from the temple, she's been regularly going back to make her objections heard. But one day, she never returned home. And now her daughter has disappeared too. I can only assume that she went to go look for her mother.
And you believe they're being held at the
A
temple?
priestess and her daughter. I think I heard that correctly. Mother and her daughter.
I just can't imagine Mahina would abandon her daughter like that. Kamoana is next in line to succeed her, so she's had a strict upbringing, but her mother truly loves her. Please forgive
I think it's the
Mahina
point when we
for
start to
her
see more of
tests. I
Eleanor
was
to
just
get more
hoping you
perspective
could
and
use the
stuff.
Abbey's resources to track
It's
them
nice.
down.
It's a nice place for her to sort of like expand a little bit. That's for sure.
I will do everything in my power to find them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Like Kamoana, I grew up with only my mother as family. I can't help but worry for them.
It's a good thing we got that backstory before we move forward here. But again, it's coincidence, I know, but it's required for the platform for her to sort of explore. That's all it is. All right, we're off to the Manon Reef. Is there anything special here? Not really. Just keep going forward. Linearity at its
What's
finest.
your game here?
The mother and daughter, you mean? That's on me. I'll search for them myself.
I don't care about that.
Well, what then?
Why are you actively helping us decipher the book when we're using it to thwart the Abbey's plans?
Ah, good
You think I
question.
might be deliberately misleading you?
There's more of this dynamic,
Are you?
but it's
You do a
gonna
lot of things,
be
Demon.
short-lived
Which is not
soon.
one
I
of
like to
them.
say.
I want to know
Actually,
the
there is a
truth.
bit of a hero there,
I
but
want
not
to
quite
know
as
what Lord Artorias is
frequently
trying
as
to
this point. I
accomplish.
like to say,
And there's something happening
or it
in the
doesn't
world
really.
right now.
We'll
I
just get
want to
there when
know
we
what
get
it
there.
is. Unfortunately, little old Eleanor has never been deemed trustworthy enough to be given such information. So, my only option is to find out for myself.
To find out the
Got
truth.
soul searching down at least.
The Abbey and your band of rogues follow two different paths. But something tells
Band
me
of
you will lead me
rogues.
to the
No,
same
we're Mowgli's
destination.
menagerie. Get it right.
And so you don't see any need to lie to us?
Exactly.
And what'll you do if those...
Yeah, I'm pretty
fools
sure we
don't
all
make a
connected
plan
dots as
with
to
what
why
you
she was
believe?
renamed to Kamoana.
Not sure yet.
As honest an answer as any.
You're welcome.
Either way, it looks like
Sorry,
you'll be
that was
working
really
with
bad.
us for the future.
Anywho, let's just make sure that this
For
skit
now.
is over with so that we can keep on pushing forward.
Can I
Oh,
ask you
actually, we still got
something?
more talking dialogue to
it?
do.
About the Therians. I've heard you call yourself a Therian before. Is there any particular insight you have about them?
Good point.
None. Artorias...
Oh yeah,
said
that's
once
right.
that
Artorias did
now.
call Velvet a Therian, like right
Doesn't bother
before
you?
he dropped
Does
her
it
off,
bother
huh?
you?
Nope, not at all. If you're not worried, then neither am I.
There we go.
I'm surrounded by freaks.
That's just a good line in its own out of
Was that
context.
truly the reason Ceres chose me?
Alright, let's push on forward over here. I think I just gotta stick to the northeast. Yeah, nothing too special about this. As I accidentally read myself to a wall as I take a peek at my notes. Yeah, a lot of this, like, field stuff is walk forward, pick up shiny stuff, keep moving forward. It's, yeah, I think it was a common gripe that came with, like, a lot of the games around this era. Like, the Exilius had that issue, especially... Well, Exilia 2 tried to bring a puzzle or two back, which was kind of nice, but Exilia 1 was just, like, block pushing, if I recall correctly, and switch activating. In Zesty was when I was like, oh yeah, this is where we're at. Now it's happening, when we got to, those trials and whatnot. But Berseria, but, I mean, Berseria still has a very long field maps and whatnot, so it's still a long ways to get to those moments. And then with this game... There are puzzles, but they're okay. Like, I'd say they're okay than the Exilias. Zestiria still trumps it out a bit, but at least an effort was made, I like to say. They made these fields worse than Zestiria's? I would kinda agree, except for the fact that the initial impression, whenever you see how big, like, Zesteria's maps are, it's like, oh, it really is a lasting impression, and the vent types you pick up in this game are much more reliable than, like, wind stepping, because wind stepping means, like, you have to, like, stop to fight, and then you gotta, like, keep moving forward. You might as well just, like, not fight anyway, or, like, if you're in, a, like, an area with not too many hard enemies, then it doesn't affect as much, but, like, don't get me wrong, I like fighting to increase our speed and whatnot, but if I were to, like, go, I'm doing, like, marathon nitpick, if I'm, like, going for, like, avoiding encounters and whatnot, wind stepping doesn't particularly help too much. Like, if I were to choose, if I was doing a casual playthrough of Zesteria, oh, definitely wind stepping, but comparing vent types to wind stepping, at least this is a little bit more consistent. And you know what am I saying? Wind stepping, you can kind of grind up a little bit when you're in towns. All you gotta hear is, like, 4 points of gossip and you're good. And then just do a battle, I guess, and then listen to gossip in the next town. Hope we can get there as quickly as possible. But I think I prefer the vent types at the end of the day.
I don't know. It's a new kind of beetle, so it's gonna be hard to tell if it's really a rhino or a stag. You're asking a lot of questions. Bienfu, do you like bugs?
Duh!
Do you like bugs?
Rhinoceros and stag beetles both! What guy doesn't find them fascinating?
Right?
Ah, you're the type of trainer that uses nothing but metapods, are ya?
Rhino or stag?
That's a tough question. But guess what? Miss Mogulu taught me a surefire way to tell.
I didn't know there was a way to tell.
Yeah, but if I do it, you gotta name it after me, alright? Come on! What guy doesn't wish he had a cool bug named after himself?
You know what? This voice for Bienfu kind of reminds me of like Carol's voice in Tales of Vesperia. It's like the way of like, oh, we got it in Japanese for Vesperia. Let's bring it for the English audience here. Besides having the dual audio option.
How can I say no to that? Besides, we all did work together to
Like, I'm glad that I don't really hear Japanese Carol too much, but I get why that's the direction, because like they're trying to make it like Kiroro, or like how that's like the similar voice in the anime at the time. If you're gonna get that voice actor, you might as well make the reference to the anime. Is the same actress who plays Ceres?
Really
Alright.
that bad?
Why not find out for yourself?
No,
That was the direction that was made, so that's the direction that was taken.
Maybe you shouldn't do this after all, Bienfu.
You probably just want to hog the name all to yourself. Well, too bad. A real man never goes back on his word. If it packs a mean punch, then it's a rhinoceros beetle. And if it smells really zesty, then it's a stag beetle.
I don't know about this.
Just let him do it, Laphicet. He's already volunteered.
I can do this. Just you watch.
This one feels more like a skit than like a cutscene skit. This feels like something that would have activated like as like an optional skit, but oh well. At least he does some moments for Bienfu, I suppose.
Whoa!
Well, look at how high up his hair is. Holy smokes!
Wake up, Bienfu!
Miss Mogulu, as soon as I smelled it, my nose literally exploded.
He looks like he's having a bad dream.
Alright, well, I'm glad we had that dialogue about the bug. Like, yeah, you know, Laphicet gets a little bit of time to talk about it, but I couldn't care less about Bienfu, personally. At least in this game. Do you even have a nose? Do you? Probably. Well, obviously it does, but you can't see it. 3 enemies hunting me down. Let's go pick up this treasure chest as we are being chased. Right, Amphibio, that might be... Well, we're gonna have to wait until we get to a shop to capitalize on that. Is it covered by the hat? I didn't even notice. Ah, Expedition. Let's see what we got here. Good stuff? Ah, the beautiful title screen of Innocence DS. Very nice, very nice. You know what? I feel like we might... Well, we'll see how we are going time-wise, because, if we're ahead of schedule right now, which is kind of like last night, then maybe I'm gonna spend some time playing some minigames or looking at those descriptions, because, hey, it's a part of the Tales of History that they're calling out to, after all. Do other Norman tend to have noses? Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, yeah, a lot of this all moving and all that, but you know what, at least the next dungeon I'm okay with, because I appreciate the puzzle that the next dungeon has. Like, one of the rare cases where the dungeon sort of has a bit of a sort of, what am I supposed to do sort of idea once you get there, so, that's much that I could compliment about the next dungeon coming up. You know what, to be honest, I kind of wish I had done, like, the Zesty water trial blind, because I know I posted the video and everybody saw my crazy reactions or whatever, but it's more like I was kind of curious, like, if I had done the Zesty water trial blind, how would I have reacted to it? How would I have responded to it? Like, of course that's never going to happen, but if ever there was like an alternate reality, if ever I had the chance, I would be kind of curious to see how I would have like perceived the puzzle, because I did not expect Zesty puzzle, like Zesty dungeons to have that sort of design, so it was kind of cool once we got through the dungeons and whatnot. Oh my gosh, look how far we have to walk still. I mean, it's still kind of like a similar length as you would see in like Zesty. Like, this one's a big example of it. Like, they basically took the length that you would travel in a Zesty world map, but they cut it up in like 5 or 6 different segments here. So it's like, it's artificially feeling smaller, but it's still about the same length. And I thought we'd be able to speed through it with the vent types that we have, but unfortunately, we're still at like an equal speed. Yeah, this map sucks. Yes, it kinda does. This map is like the biggest culprit of like, let's keep Berseria length of the world maps right here.
Picking up on anything?
Yeah, in the direction of the temple. The feeling's getting stronger now.
Oh, thank you, Mao. I mean, Mao does the same thing in Rebirth, so it's kind of cute. Like, they both sort of fit the same mold, I like to say. But Mao is definitely like a different character arc too. There's some similarities, but at the end of the day, they're very different. Hey, if you like the environment, more power to you, but, you know what, marathon nitpicking, and also, I just am reminding of, like, Berseria as how long the world maps are, so it kind of adds on to, like, how it's presented in this game. But, hey, if you like it, you like it. More power to you. Let's see. We're finally here. We're finally here. Alright. Oh, wow. Somebody's here before us, once again.
What's this?
Man, we're always so slow to this stuff, are we? Somebody's almost always there before we get there. I mean, we already knew somebody was going to be there in the first place, but this is... Oh, dear.
A demon!
The demon we heard about? Sounds like it's having fun.
Then we'll use this distraction.
Alright, here we go to the Palamedes Temple. Beautiful music. Sakuraba doesn't get too much credit for these ruins themes, which I appreciated in Berseria, and I appreciate just as much in this game. Avoid the lizard men. They're bad news. Honestly, mooks are much more terrible to deal with than boss fights when you go with this marathon playthrough, that's for sure. And then we're definitely gonna run into one mook battle later on in this game today, where it's gonna be like, oh, nothing but pain and misery. Okay, so the puzzle of this game to this dungeon is that we have to deal with turning on switches and turning on switches properly, while being aware of the lore as to when to turn them on and off and whatnot. So those puzzles that you run into is particularly important, because if it's your first time running through it, make sure to read it so that you know what you're doing. If you don't read it, and if you don't realize what's going on, then you're going to find yourself lost a lot. Yeah, caster mobs in Berseria are the worst. The absolute worst. And, like, as much as I could try to get, like, a break soul out from Magilu to capitalize, even then, like, with the whole break soul thing and whatnot, there's only so much I could capitalize on, and even, like, the random spell wouldn't be able to capitalize further for getting the stuns to rebuild our soul during those moments. And even worse, it could be like resistant to the enemies that are being targeted. So, like, we're gonna be running into one like later on today, and it could cause some game overs here or there. All because of the rate of the mooks casting spells much faster than me regaining the souls in order to capitalize on using them and whatnot. Yeah, there's just too many casts for Magilu to counter. It's just way too much. Let's see here. What am I supposed to do next year? I gotta make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, we gotta go southwest now. Perfect. Okay. Oh, but I've always loved these songs. Like, I'll admit, when I played Berseria, I was, like, the first time, I was very, again, there were a lot of things distracting me in that playthrough to sort of, like, fully appreciate, like, what has been presented. So that's why I'm glad I gave it a second playthrough, or technically third, to be honest. That's why I'm glad I gave it a third playthrough to sort of, like, revisit my feelings about the game, especially after all the feedback that the game got at the very beginning. Because, like, one thing I really appreciate is, like, the ruin scenes are always so good. Like, they sound so great. They're very ambient. They're very much, what are the words looking for? It very much sends the message that these places are of a majestic location. And it also sort of supplements, like, what Berseria is all about. Like, he keeps hyping up these ruins. Well, when you're there, it complements the dialogue for him and how it keeps getting built up. So every single time we're in these ruins themes, I know, like, in Zesty, people like to talk about the Trials thing. Like, I'm guilty of it too. The Trial themes are good, but the ruins themes, I say, they also complement the environments that they're in. And they don't get too much credit, unfortunately. And it's not a block-pushing puzzle. Hear that, Exilia? You don't need block-pushing... okay. Block-pushing puzzles are fine in games like Tales of Legendia and, like, Eternia and Innocence R and even Hearts R, but, like, Symphonia scarred me. Symphonia scarred me. I will never forget the sewer dungeon. I will never, ever forget the sewer dungeon. If it weren't for that, maybe I'd have a better reason for thinking about the block pushing puzzles. But the impressions have never been good. Anywho, here we go. It's the Demon Mahina.
Well, look at that. Wolfie's got the crest of Innominat.
Yeah, so it turns out.
Worn by priestesses.
Yes.
Then that makes this demon.
Yeah, she must be the missing mother, Mahina.
Can't be.
It's been 7 years, but I want to say the thing about the block pushing puzzles in Exilia is that it's not really, they're not too bad, but again, I need to revisit Exilia. That's all it is. That's all it is. I'm just making the reference because that's my last memory of Exilia. Anyhow, let's just focus on Demon Mahina here. I'm pretty sure it's just standard style, really. The only issue is that, like, her break soul might be like Mahina's break soul might be a little bit rough to deal with. What am I gonna do here? Okay. Yeah, the jumping on the... I forgot. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Exilia 1 was all about elevation puzzles. That's it. That's it. Exilia 1 was all about elevation puzzles. Like, you need to climb up and use the map to know where you're going. Like, it was cool, but then after a while, it's like, well, can I see more? It's like, it felt there were way too many of those, but anyhow. Yeah, that was the gimmick of Exilia 1 dungeons, or field maps. I completely forgot about that. Holy smokes. Okay, let's not use our break soul stupidly here. Not break soul, just regular soul. I need a chain here where it could just be all, like, elemental, because right now, Eleanor has nothing but neutral mapped right now, so maybe double Whirling Tufts and double Burning Moons. Alright. Whirling top, burning moon. Rinse and repeat. Look at the eyes in there, taking advantage of the stunts that I do. That's pretty much like what happens whenever like you see AI Aizen going in. Yeah, I am looking forward to the day that I revisit Exilia someday, cause it's gonna be. I should have Lopset use a Mystic Art. Velvet is gonna ruin things. You know what? Here's how I'm gonna do it. Velvet can change out, Rokuro can change out, but everybody else just use it when full. Okay, I think that might be the better strategy here. Because I don't want to see Velvet AI. I mean, she's doing a little bit better, but then it's always like, oh, she does a little bit good, and then she does really bad poorly again. Let's go, Velvet. Oh, she got a stun in. Oh my gosh. Velvet. Thank you. I'm switching you out after this, so make it count. Okay, you got one more soul. Use it, or else you're gonna die. She missed. Okay, get in there, Rokuro. Oh my gosh. Why did you use your break soul so far away? Granted, I'm guilty of that a bit too, but I don't know. Anyway, let's just finish this up. Well, there's me being a hypocrite. I just use it to increase my BG, really. Yeah, she never uses the break soul finisher unless her HP goes all the way down to 1. That's basically like the way of saying, oh, yeah, this is how you're supposed to play Velvet, everybody. This is how you're supposed to play her.
Become a demon. Eleanor? She's never going to be the same again. This is the least I can do for her. So says reason.
Oh, Eleanor.
Huh? That feeling.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe the direction for that, she could have. Maybe the Damien should have just like roared or something instead of saying, yeah, which kind of works too. But here's me playing voice director. Don't mind me. Anywho, let's push on to the next part. As much as I would like to use Eleanor for the next fight, I'd rather trust myself playing as a Magilu particularly. Because the next fight is going to be a little bit rough and if Magilu can't time her break so well. Which is going to be a theme for some boss fights later on, that's for sure. Because I can't trust AI Magilu at the end of the day with that. So you're going to see some Magilu for the following boss fights, that's for sure. Next part, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, let's head to the northeast first.
That demon. I guess she caught demon blight when she was looking for her daughter.
Yeah, that's what the girl at the inn said.
But even after turning into a demon, she's still searching for her daughter. Well, Rokuro, Kurogane, and Dial all remember what they wanted when they were human, right? Demon or not, she's a mother. It's no surprise she would still be protective of her child.
It could be that. Or it could be something else.
I do like how they are building up the NPCs here at this point, like because they have a very important part to this dungeon. And it kind of reminds me of like the water temple in Zesteria, where they tried to build up like the other shepherd there that didn't do too well, and like I want to say that it was delivered interestingly in that, but at the end of the day, I do like when the characters do have a dialogue about the NPCs here, and they kind of have a bit of a dialogue, but not like in skit format. But to be fair, that's also the design of Zesteria, where you only get skits when you are standing on the save points, so the flow kind of gets a little bit broken as a result. But they do talk about it, but it doesn't go like as smoothly as like how they do it here.
Turning back once you've changed. Perhaps it would be a mercy to grant her peace through death.
Alright, so first part, please avoid these things. Don't fight them! Oh my gosh! Wait! Oh, this is the case of the camera being really bad too. See, Berseria has bad camera points too sometimes. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Run! 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 Why are you standing there, Isaac? Run! We gotta get out of here! Go! Oh my gosh! That was way too close for comfort. Holy smokes! Okay, please, please prepare a prickle board thing. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here before you run into them. Now do you see why I'm scared? Now do you see why I'm scared? And there's more of them. Oh my gosh! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! Okay. 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 We're cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Let's go. And now use why I don't trust Magilu AI for Break Soul either. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm going to control as Magilu in the next battle. Okay. I'm more scared of mooks than I am bosses in this game with this run. That's for sure. Those mooks in particular. Okay. Okay. Well, there's one of them there. Holy balls don't particularly work too well either because I'm too low leveled. I'm sound like Berseria when I can use them like all willy nilly. Here it don't work out too well. I think what I'm supposed to do is examine this. And yes, let's examine that area. The only thing that's a little bit is that you kind of have to see the animation each time, but that's more so like a replay thing. Like, first time you really need to see those animations in order to know where to go afterwards. So I get it, but then in rebuilding, just get out of here. We're fine. Touching the edges of the arena to run away. It's still. I'm so glad that's not in a Rise anymore. Okay, I think I'm doing this right. We gotta avoid. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Run, run, Velvet, run. Okay, I think right over here we can pick up a treasure chest. Beautiful, beautiful treasure chest. Gradient doll, very nice. And pick up some beautiful coins, and I guess I need to leave and go to the other side. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Yeah, what kind of post was that knight in? Anywho. Let's do a save, because after every room I want to save, because you never know if you're gonna get caught by those scary, scary lizard men. Oh, those demons. Those demons. That's why we need that. Yo, you know what would have rounded out the party? We need Zavid and Dial as playable characters. That would have been pretty cool. But anyway, let's see if we can sneak forward here. Those enemies, I don't think are as bad as the lizard men, but I'm probably going to be wrong. But the lizard men are the ones I'm really scared of. Oh geez, oh geez. Okay, I'm so like, wait, where are my surroundings? Where are my enemies at? Who do I need to avoid? Anywho, let's get a call back to Berseria, shall we? I do like how in Berseria they kind of like the skit changes if you knew it or not. So like thing about Berseria that I really like is that like you know it feels like a very back to roots like old school Tales game a bit. Like it sort of you kind of get vibes of Eternia a little bit, Fantasia where you're allowed to explore and stuff. So like I can get it for like people who like play like modern games and whatnot. They might not like Berseria's like presentation and whatnot, but there are some like very old school stuff to it that I very much appreciated. Like at the beginning, like they kind of drop it a little bit around like the second act or third act, but at the first act you kind of get like the little vibes of it because of how everything was presented and whatnot, particularly with like choices and stuff you had to make. But also we got to show off the final person to show them breaking the wall. But before we do that, let's prepare a prickle board sausage just in case.
It's nothing special.
So Laphicet gave the one punch. What does Eleanor do? Hammer knuckle! Yeah! And she gets the recoil too. I would not expect that from Eleanor. So Eleanor gets the hammer knuckle while Laphicet gets the one punch. I think those are like my favorites. Though Rokuro does do like a straight kick, which is kind of amusing to see animated. Magalu pushes it, which that's what it is. But Yeah, I do like the hammer knuckle from Eleanor and the one punch from Laphicet. Alright, so we're gonna have to go to that newly open path there. Yeah, we gotta change leader back to Velvet. We could also take the lift to head downwards. And bring ourselves forward over here. And what we're gonna have to do next is to reactivate the waterfall, I like to say. Boom. You're gonna need to reactivate these waterfalls for good reason. And now we're gonna go back to this area over here. Like, I do like the progression of this dungeon, because you really need to know about the lore of this dungeon in order to progress. So, I'm breezing it through because I do have, like, my notes in front of me, but understanding how things sort of, like, work in this dungeon was a cool way of sort of, like, figuring out how to, get everything going. And it's like, that's the kind of dungeon design that I like to see in, like more modern games, right? I know, again, I'm only talking from a consumer standpoint. I don't know how long it takes to prepare this kind of stuff, but it's what I like to see in my games, I like to say. What am I doing here now? I think I'm only activating this waterfall. Yeah, that's right. First act of Berseria is great IMO, the rest of it not doing enough with the cast and premise with what I thought they did a okay amount for what they did. Act 2 was okay, because, like, all the trials, they sort of have a thing with, like, the affected seraph, so kind of learn a little bit about them a bit more. It needs a bit more, but I think it's more so, the strength of Act 2 is that it builds the world more so than the characters at that point. And Zestiria is a very different game compared to other Tales games, I like to say, in presentation. Like, their personalities are fun, and then you kind of get, like, more stuff with their side quests, which I didn't immediately get to explore as much as I would like to, but I think that's where you get more of them as opposed to... Why do I keep opening this chest? You get more of them there as opposed to, like, the main narrative during Act 2. I think we got everything. Did we get everything? No, I'm missing one more thing. What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing the one on the right. Okay, we gotta head back there. Have to activate that chalice, then we should be good to go. I should save, because we talk about the retry option, but the retry option doesn't work for Mook battles, and these Mook battles are gonna be really, really bad! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Get out of here! Get out of here! Please survive, everybody! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Get out of here! Why is everybody so grouped together? Is this me jinxing it? No, please, we're so close. Actually, everybody's doing okay. We should be fine. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my gosh. That's every time. Every time. Heart skips a beat. Okay. Okay. Chazelle flashbacks? Heck yeah. No. It's too much. Alright. We made it. We made it. That's the problem that confirms that you have access to the depths of the temple here. Eleanor is really not looking too hot. Let's, you know what? Let's prepare the twin sharp. My French is bad for that one. I don't know how to properly pronounce it. Minori? I'm not even gonna try. Anywho, let's get a stun minus 10. Stun minus 10 as usual. All right. Sneak around over here. I didn't mind this temple. I've already gushed about this temple already. We're practically wrapped up. I can see why people don't like it. I think it's nice. I think it's good. I think it brings back puzzles to modern Tales of games. And it's what we need, for sure. And I really hope Arise doesn't shortchange me on the dungeon design, because if it's just going to be linear, I'm going to be very disappointed. Especially considering we went from Zestiria and Berseria, and these games prove that you can do, like, puzzles for these kind of modern Tales games. Zesty more than Bercy, but both sort of, like, attempt to accomplish the same goals. So I really hope that they do bring back the dungeon design from some of these dungeons in Berseria and the Trials of Zesty to arise. Just not the length of them. The long corridors in Zesty is one thing I don't particularly appreciate. What am I doing here? I think we're okay. Okay, I actually gotta set up some things. This one's gonna be might be a bit of a scare here, depending on what happens. But I'm definitely gonna swap over to Magulu here, and we want to make sure that we're all engaged on the range. Everybody is balanced, I want to say. Went full. Yeah, even I said leave it at full because nobody, Velvet and Rokuro can't help with this fight at all. What we do need is Kaleidos Ray. And we also need Flare Beast Spam. And finally, for Aizen, we need Wind Lance and Air... Oh, he has Air Thrust. I didn't have Air Thrust during my practice? Oh, what do you know? Okay, well, hey, I'll have Air Thrust and Wind Lance. Okay, and Magulu, we're just gonna have her use Blood Moon ad nauseum. Okay. Alright, let's do this thing. I think I know what it is. I think I know what could be repetitive. It's probably the waterfall animations, which I can get. I definitely can get that. Especially after you see it the first time. It works for seeing it the first time, but not afterwards. Maybe you could have given a bit of a skip.
Well, there you are.
Ah, there you are. Oof.
A barrier again.
Looks like we were right. Another Therian.
Just as Velvet
So we currently have 2 Therians with us right now. We have a couple more to collect, huh? These are basically like our summon spirit collecting a bit. Just a little bit.
It was here. Oh, look at that. I guess your hunch panned out too, kiddo.
This is just how I felt in Roaring Forest. That must have been an Earth Pulse point back there, too.
Well, what are we going to do with this one? Can we get it to shrink like that bug of yours?
I don't care whether it lives or dies.
Uh-oh.
As long as we defeat it and take out one of Innominat's heads, that's all that matters.
Alright, treat Therian here. Just stay away and use spells. That's pretty much the gist of it. And when it starts casting crazier spells, that's when you start using Magulu's Break Soul. But currently it's casting Wind Lance, it's not too much of an issue. We're gonna keep painting the town red here, and Aizen, please, you need some help, buddy. Oh no, he's fatigued too? Alright, Panacea first. Well, there goes my hope. Oh. Alright, so my thing is that with Fatiguing Break, it is very much an issue, but the window to sneak in a Break Soul is a little bit too tight for me to kind of capitalize on it. I mean, I can't argue about like being aggro as first player now, because like everybody here is a caster, so there's always so much that we could get done here. You don't wanna like cause confrontation with this thing, because this thing has some very ridiculous attacks here. What the? Did anybody see that? There were 2 Laufey sets on screen there. Was that just me? Or did anybody else see that? Okay, maybe it was just me, but anywho. Let's just keep going here. I need to review the footage, cause just because that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. I'm pretty sure I saw what I saw, but I'll just wait until after the boss fight, of course. Oh, Aizen. Fatigued so easily. Oh, we didn't get it. Okay, so when it starts casting Gravity Well, that's when you should start using your Break Soul. And I didn't think of using that. It's been a while since well, actually it hasn't been too long, but I forgot my strategy for this, basically. More like a feel it out sort of thing. There were 2 lobby sets? Okay, I knew it. I knew I saw what I saw. I knew I saw what I saw. It certainly wasn't Kaleidos. Was it Kaleidos Ray? Because he was running towards the boss, and it's like, what the heck? It's kind of a smear effect. Okay, I see. I see. Sorry, Aizen. Yeah, but it's pretty much like a majority of these fights. This strategy won't get any new once we get to a later boss fight, that's for sure. It's a true Berseria experience, everybody. It's well won the poll, but hey, we're gonna keep going with it. Oh, we're too close together, Eleanor. Let's stick away from each other, please. Oops. Who picked up that soul? Eleanor? Okay, good on you. There you go. That's more like it. And of course, the randomness gives me the ineffective part. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you only want to like absorb Gravity Well. Windlance, there's still a chance to absorb it, but I don't want to waste my soul on a chance. I'd rather waste on a guarantee like this. Yeah, that's a good one. That's what we want. Stop chasing me. Thank you. Oh, too early. Too early. Way too early. Oh, darn it. Oh well. I got caught. I got caught. Oh no, I just got up. Thankfully, the person dodged it. Spell absorbing it. Yeah, we got the timing. Nope, not this time. I need that. I need that soul. I know it's technically Eleanor's, but I need it. It's better to break soul. Yeah. Oh, why is it Gravity Well? Two good things led to one bad thing. Oh, move. Fine, take it, Eleanor. You know what, Eleanor? You probably need to be healed of fatigue, huh? Is mine? No, I think mine heals poison, right? Oh, burn. Okay. Do we have one that heals fatigue? No, it doesn't look like we do. Okay. That's another thing, like, all these status ailments that we're getting later on, we won't be able to recover and whatnot. And oh my goodness! Why did I make myself use the item there? Ah, very nice, very nice. Ah, no! Did I miss it? I missed the timing. Yeah, that timing's a little bit too tight. I had really good timing for the first 2 parts, though. Oh, there goes Eleanor. And you can't block that either. That's the worst part. Once like the demon here has the Therian here has your sights targeted, then you're probably gonna get the the ailment, and it's such a long range too. Like Mila, let's go. Maybe I should restore my fatigue. Why did you run up right in front of... what's your strategy? Engage at a range, right? Why are you right in front of the Therian? Mine. Aizen, you... Oh, Aizen. Yeah, this is Berseria. If I would have 3 soul if Aizen had taken mine. I guess it was revenge for me taking his earlier. Okay, Aizen, don't you dare. Thank you. No, not that one. I need to map that somewhere else right now, actually. Where are my arts? Put it on square. Okay, we need Eleanor awake now. Did I miss it? Oh, I did get it. I need to get a good view of everybody, too. Oh, I'm out of soul to interrupt. That's not good. I need soul right away. Hey, use your break soul on me, why don't you? Oh, you're targeting somebody. Oh, now you don't want to aggro me. Aw, you use your break soul on Laphicet. Spirit drop is neutral, right? Pretty sure it is. Oh, it's water and wind. Right, okay. Oh, Eleanor! I couldn't do anything for you. Sorry. I'm gonna pick up the souls that you dropped at least. Oh, darn it. Oh, Aizen too? Oh, come on. Alright, well, Laphicet here. Can I get a stun in? Not quite. Alright, where's Eleanor? Eleanor's there, Aizen's there. I guess Aizen is the best person to revive right now. I wish they had their spells that can revive. That's all I'm going to say about that. Man, I'm really low on soul. Well, you know what? I'm stupid. Let's just do this. I forgot I had my Mystic Art. My bad. My bad. I was so fixated on this fight that I didn't notice that I had my Mystic Art. Anywho. Eleanor is still way too close to the demon. What are you doing? We're taking that. Lightning Blast! Yeah! That was pretty good. Okay, now it's time to revive Eleanor. Wake up. There we go, that's more like it. Alright. Yeah, keep using your fatigue break. Ultimately, if you see the timer and it doesn't go away, that's when you should use your spell absorber. Because if you see it go away quickly, it's not worth using your break soul, or else you're going to lose the timing. And you're going to waste a soul for it. So that's pretty much just that. Like this. Alright, it's good that the enemy's using the break soul on me too, so that way I could regain some soul that I don't have to gain from like dodging or getting some lucky stunts. Okay, that was my fault. I did exactly the opposite of what I was supposed to do. I got a little scared. I'll be honest, I got a little scared. But oh no, that didn't help either. Oh no, I got punished really bad for that choice, huh? Okay, well, let's see what we can do about that. Do the thing! Do the thing! Alright. Don't take it, Aizen, I swear! More blood moons. More blood moons. Blood moons and wind lances and Kaleidos Ray. Kaleidos Ray is really good for this battle, because it does multiple hits and it could have a higher chance of stun, I'd like to say. Okay, I need that. I need that. I need that. You gonna do your break soul? Do it. Oh, or you could do that. That works too. Oh dear. I don't like when my party members suddenly get close to me because I don't want like them to get like caught in the crossfire of any of the spells that this Therian can cast. Again, the Berseria experience, everybody. But it was what won the poll, so It is what it is. We're getting close, though. Aizen, distance, please. Oh, okay, show off. Alright, Luffy said, you really don't like Berseria, do you? Did it not go through? Oh, it did resolve. Never mind. I was like a little bit. I don't have a full grasp as to what happens after you use the spell absorber, because like if we see the ring still there or like the spell area that it's gonna get hit by, I still get a little bit worried, just an inch of it. Nothing but blood moons. Oh! That was close. That was so close. That would have been nice if it was closer, though. I would have loved the other one. Oops. Oh, I did a stupid thing. Anyway, target me. Use your break on me. Oh, okay. I need that. Don't you dare, Luffy set. Don't you dare, Eleanor. This is mine. Oh, Luffy set. Are you out? Oh, you're out. Okay, we need you alive for this. Well, I mean, hey, I guess it's some kind of spell. Would have been nice to have gotten the other one. Sorry, Aizen, you might bite it. Oh, you're actually good. Okay, good. Did we get it? Oh, that... Really? Nice dodges. Oh. Oh, you're so close, Luffy set. Just fight for a little bit longer, okay? We're almost there. Let's just finish it off like this. There we go. Yeah, this battle's way too long if you're very low level and not avoiding... And you're avoiding counters and not doing it in hard. I mean, if you're doing it in hard, I mean to say.
This getting any smaller.
And here's the moment.
The demon again.
What you gonna do, Eleanor? What you gonna do?
I'm not letting you go this time.
Well, you got rid of the demon. Congratulations, Eleanor. Wow, that was some massive damage too, I suppose. Cutscene slashes. Hey, if we're not gonna get cutscene fireball, then this is the next best choice we got. Yeah, this was disturbing.
Is that Therian eating the demon?
Yeah, this is still disturbing.
The Therian. It ate her. Malevolence must refer to demons then.
Feeding on demons. I know what that's like.
I don't know, would I say it's on the same level as like Little Boy John in Tales of the Abyss? Not quite sure, but it has a little bit of a awkward, disturbing sort of scene. I don't think anybody could beat Little Boy John, but that one was also kind of on the same level. Not too much on the same level, but a little bit below.
Why did you leave me all alone? Did I do something wrong? Was I too weak? I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry.
No, this can't be happening.
I tried so hard to be strong for you, Mommy. The man from the Abbey made me strong. So please, Mommy, please come back.
The Abbey made her strong?
By turning her into a Therian? Jeez, those happy jokers really get off on this sacrifice stuff, don't they?
I can't believe it. That woman, she was trying to save her own daughter.
Mommy! Mommy! I miss you. Mommy!
Dying, unable to save her daughter, all she could do was offer herself to feed her hungry child.
Thank you for saying the script notes, Aizen. I could see, I have eyes. You and Laffy said both on the same boat there.
Should we bring her with us?
Someone like her will only
I understand what the lines exist, but sometimes it's better to let the... I was in the middle of a thought, but I forgot you were here. Hey, Oscar. It's been a while. I guess we're gonna run into a gauntlet boss fight, huh?
Eleanor, the less you know, the better.
The less you know, the better.
I killed her mother, and then the poor girl, she...
There's some perspective for Eleanor right here, too. Again, good work from the voice actress, Erica Mendez. Yeah, all the voice cast here does a very great job with these character moments, bringing them to life.
To bring an end to this world's pain and suffering.
No, EDM, I agree with you. The voice works. I've even seen some children who have that kind of particular voice. Like, I feel like it might be maybe a lot of gamers generally don't really like dealing with children, maybe. Or the ones who are like really loud, they don't really like dealing with children. Like, particularly, oh, jeez. Sorry. This guy, he used to be such a big threat in the anime, but clearly game Oscar isn't quite as strong as anime Oscar. Like, I get the screeching, but hey, kids generally do this kind of stuff.
It's now or never.
Out of the way, Laffy said.
Wait! Have you no compassion?
Well, you didn't have compassion for demons until now.
I thought you just wanted to weaken Innominat! You can sever the link! You don't have to kill her!
Good stuff. I kind of like what happens afterwards. I was like, Velvet's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Made you look. It's probably the screeching, I get it, but eh.
Oh, someone's had a change of heart. Apparently, a woman's tears truly do have frightening power.
I'm just curious about something Grimoire said. I can always kill this one later.
If we're taking her with us, we'd better...
Also, it would also be a good thing to keep Laffy-sen's vessel not, you know, corrupted by malevolence. I'm pretty sure that should have been a bigger priority right now, just saying.
My friends and get out of here?
Where's my mommy? I'll be lonely without her.
Yeah, no, EDM, you got it.
I promise. Even if she's far away.
They throw tantrums like that too often, but anywho.
How do you know?
I've already said my piece about Kamoana. Like, the gist of it, she's also another child, and the voice direction leads to it as well.
For me, too.
Let's go, Kamoana.
Okay.
Wait, why'd you bring up Land Before Time? Hold up. Are we talking about the scene? The scene with the... Yeah. Are we talking about the one with the parents? Anywho, yeah, Oscar here just kicked off to the side as if he's nothing. It's like, who are you again? Are you a main character? Are you a very particular antagonist? Okay, right, I forgot about that. Unlock the chain battle. You think with something about marathoners? Yeah, Land Before Time. Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. That's accurate. Oh, that movie. That movie. When you're younger. Sorry, old school reference. Don't mind me. Anywho, let's just keep on pushing forward here. It would have been nice to have. Well, let's just keep pushing forward. That's all. Now I'm hearing the song from Land Before Time in my head now. Jeez, that actually makes it even worse. Oh, that song. You all know the song. If you saw the scene, you know the song. It's like, oh, the song adds to it too.
Good. The malevolence is getting stronger.
What's Land Before Time? I don't know. It was the Land Before all y'all times, that's for sure. Nah, just messing. Let's just keep pushing forward here. And this is where we're going to start to see more things from Berseria, and this is where I get even more distracted. And we're still... below time here. Holy smokes, I expected that dungeon to take a lot longer. Oh my gosh. We have 54 minutes to kill everybody. I don't know what to do. I think I'm more partial to the instrumental than the lyrical version of that song, but both, like, the lyrical song still adds on to it too. Like, I think that plays during the credits, but the instrumental, tugs at the heartstrings. You lied, no way. 2016, no way. Unbelievable. I don't believe that. The last movie of Land Before Time was 2000. Nobody can change my mind. 2016, I can't believe that. I can't believe 2016. Holy smokes. 2016? I'm glad it's still making money. Hey, more power to them. Everybody likes dinosaurs anyway. Even though, like, scientists keep updating the notes on dinosaurs that they're not actually supposed to be what they are. Like, T-Rexes are herbivores or something. They're still meat eaters in my eyes. I mean, there's been so many Land Before... Oh my gosh, we're gonna go into discussion. Well, there's been so many Land Before Times anyways. Like, it's really hard to believe that, like, I'm more so, like, curious about the length of it. 2016, oh my goodness. That's my biggest mind blown for today, that's for sure. Anywho, we're gonna be spending time as we keep going across the fields here. I think it's somewhere around here. These enemies. I want to make sure we make it here in one piece, so. Also, we're going to be having some guests later on from the Tales translation group, Lumina Tales. They did provide a bit of a video clip of their current work on the project of Tales of Destiny 2. Just for those who are tuning in right now, there will be a clip that will be shown during the break that gives us a bit of a preview of their patch. So, if you want to see that, stay tuned. It's going to be, I want to say 50 minutes into the break that you're going to see that footage. So, that's pretty much just as that. And then they will be, as long as our schedule is doing it right, they will be joining in for guest commentary later. Two of them will be joining in. Cherum and Genichu. And hey, if I have time during the next session, I might be able to play it again. Because to be honest, we're really still ahead of schedule and everything. I didn't give this like a time practice, to be honest. I gave it like a boss practice and like moving practice, but I never really give it much of a actual practice for like start to finish with like in terms of time. Like with cutscenes and everything. So I'm really surprised that we're kind of saving a lot of time right now with what we're doing, but I'm going to see if I can spread it out as much as possible is what I'm going to say. Still voiced by Colette. Was it? Oh no, I remember the sad story behind the change of Ducky's voice actress. It is sad, but yeah, that was when Heather Hogan got her start for voice acting. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't want to be reminded about what happened to the original Ducky voice actress. Definitely be wary if you want to look into it. It's a very sad story. I don't even want to I don't like thinking about it. I've seen one after I saw 4. Are we really going to a lab before time discussion? Whatever. I mean, we're killing time. We're very much ahead of schedule right now, so I pretty much have 15 minutes to kill, I suppose. That's where we're taking the long route here. Maybe these cutscenes of exposition might help with the length a little bit, but yeah. I think my first one was 4, but then I retroactively went back and I watched 1. I don't think I watched 2. I thought I watched 3, but I didn't really like 3 too much when I was a kid. We really go in here. 1 was, of course, amazing because of the sad scene that occurred. But yeah, if you want to find out, but please be wary. It's a very sad story. It's a very, very sad story. It leads to tragedy. I think I stopped after... I didn't continue watching after I went back to 1, 2, and 3, though. Like, I think my childhood... I was getting a little bit older at that point. I was like, let's watch some more movies that are more my age group at the time. But then, like, I did see Land Before Time 1 again afterwards. Oh, what are we distracted by?
Shore just keeps going.
Yeah, you're telling me, Rokuro.
Slugs, okay?
Why not? What's the big deal?
It's just that it isn't pretty. Their insides squish everywhere.
Yikes. That sounds
I
pretty
guess we can see some of these
traumatizing.
side skits, huh?
Again, if you pickle their innards, it makes for a great snack.
You eat them?
Oh, don't be a baby. You've had worse.
Forget the sea slugs. Try not to step on the coral.
Good point. Coral is alive and needs our protection.
Or maybe it's because some of it can be sold for jewelry.
I didn't mean either of those reasons. Although Manon appears similar to Maclear Beach, it was formed by a completely different process.
Now that you mention it, this area is covered by rocks.
Maclear is just your average seashore. But Manon here was made by the slow corrosion of seaside caves.
They were worn away by the waves?
That too. But mainly, it was the handiwork of a rock-eating species of coral.
Yeah, no kidding. Nerd alert. Isaac's just a big nerd. It's kind of funny considering who he is and how tough he is. He's like a tough nerd type.
So that's why it tingles every time I touch the coral.
Why didn't you warn us earlier?
Bear with me if I'm a little bit quieter for these side quest scenes because I didn't run into them during my practices, so I kind of want to like see how they play out because it's been probably 3 years since I last heard them. Oh my gosh! Please don't collide with me. Ooh, this might be useful. I think we've got enough vent types to outrun these folks and whatnot. Okay, I think I might have killed enough time. I don't know how long the next cutscenes are gonna take. That's for sure. I guess we could pick up the herb right over here. I mean, the herbs are definitely like useful for some points, but then like I don't know. Maybe I should definitely use them eventually. Maybe I should start to use them when we get to the next town. That's for sure. I don't know why I was starting to get into a tangent where, oh, you know, they're not useful, but no, they're actually pretty useful. I just never really... that's the thing with me when it comes to Tales games. I often forget I have the herbs, then when I use the herbs, it's like at the end of the game anyway, so there's only so much that I could capitalize on the herbs. And that's a fault of mine. I know it's a very commonly shared fault, but if only I had like known about it sooner to really capitalize on them, basically. Yeah, also, we're getting near the end of this marathon, everyone. Like, it's pretty... For those of you who've been here since the start with Tales of Berseria, or tuned in during Tales of Eternia, man, we've been going on for a long, long time, but to everybody, again, thank you all for taking the time to be watching and whatnot. Like, it is very much appreciated, and I hope this is enough to sort of, like, hype you all up for a rise, and, man, it feels like all the days for me have gone by so quickly, because it was very nice revisiting all these games. Particularly to sort of like remind myself of the series, the things that I like, the things I don't like. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much like looking back at the history of the franchise. I do hope that like the break videos also help out as well to sort of like, you know, bring up some memories and reflect a bit on the franchise as well throughout its growth. So, yeah, we're really nearing the end of this. Tomorrow is the last day, and then the day after we're gonna get a rise. Regarding the giveaway. I don't know when I'm going to be getting it in the mail. Because I'm in North America, I have to wait for when Bamco's courier is going to like get it to me. So, with regards to me delivering it right away, I'll make sure to deliver it right away, like the moment that I get it, to sort everything out and whatnot. But at the very least, I'm going to get like the giveaway portion done. Like, we're going to do the draw, like, for sure on the 9th. And we're going to see, like, who wins it, and then, like, figure out the shipping information for the person who wins it. And basically, it's all in Bamco's hands. Like, if it takes a long time to get to you, I apologize ahead of time. But at the end of the day, they're doing it differently this year, where I can't buy it from like an EB Games or GameStop. I have to wait until I get it from Bamco directly. So if it takes a bit of time, then I apologize for that, but that's out of my control at that point. I'm going to do my best to get it to you as soon as possible for the person who wins.
I'm afraid the malevolence has grown too dense for me to hole up at the inn reading.
Malevolence?
But yeah, here it comes. More Berseria malevolence dumping over here. Which, again, was a big distraction for me when I first played this game, but nowadays, I do like to see it as a means of setting things up and to help out with not only just this narrative, but Berseria's narrative as well.
Demon Blight!
Malevolence!
Even the inn girl! Why is this happening?
They're demons.
Not the inn girl! Not even her! No!
The malevolence. All of that energy spilling from their bodies. That's what causes the demon blight?
Yeah, social media is going to be a war zone for spoilers, that's for sure. So good luck to everybody. If you're going to be using social media, be careful. I think there are already copies that are like floating around right now too. So yeah, maybe avoid social media as best as you can, but I know how many people like it too. So that's up to you, but be wary of the risks. That's for sure.
We'll talk later.
Talk later? More about this malevolent stuff?
The
Alright.
exorcists are going to have their hands full with these demons.
Yeah, we're really ahead of schedule. Oh my goodness. I don't expect myself to be this optimized. Holy smokes. This is way too much. I guess we could spend some time playing minigames. Actually, there might be a minigame we could play while we're at forgot the name of that place. Isolt? Yeah, Isolt. Can we go back in? No, we can't. I think we could do some exploring, I suppose. Also, Rokuro carrying Grimoire there is pretty amusing. I'm not surprised that Square Enix releases also goes through like the same growing pains when you're waiting for games ahead of time. So, yeah, definitely not surprising, but still very unfortunate. What's the worst case scenario that happened with like Square Enix games? Because like, again, I don't really follow Final Fantasy or games like that. But what was the worst case scenario for spoilers? Was it FF7 Remake? That's a game I want to play someday, because, like, the whole irony of things, like, oh, man, I don't want to play FF7, because, like, oh, it was turn-based, but that was my mentality back then, but obviously I let it up on turn-based now, but nowadays, like, oh, wow, it's more action-y. I have FF7 sitting around somewhere if my PlayStation Plus is still active, but I think I have other games that I'm prioritizing first. Prioritizing first. Pick up some more beautiful coins. Nomura games? Okay, I see. So it's more of a leak kind of thing. Got it. Yeah, I really want to play FF7R. Like, it looks so good. Like, I never played FF7, so I want to, like, provide the perspective of somebody who is aware of FF7, but doesn't know it. But I feel like people have already provided that perspective, so it might be boring to provide it now. I don't know if that perspective is still kind of fresh to have, is what I'm trying to say, but maybe I should play FF7 on the PS1, which I think a lot of people said first. You should play it, but I don't know. I think a lot of people have that perspective, where I feel like part of me still wants to go in with, like, playing FF7R without having played through FF7 at all, with being, like, spoiler-free as possible. Even though, you know, it's the internet, it's hard to avoid spoilers, but I never played the game, is what I'm trying to say. The original, I mean to say. I'll play FF7 1 eventually. Like, maybe I should just save it for after FF7R, I want to say. But I do like that, or whatever words I'm looking for, that I have the options to see what kind of perspective I can provide. And I do have FF7 sitting around on my PS3. Like, I do have time to play it somehow, some way. And I'm currently going through FF4, though, on the DS. I'm going to make sure to finish that first, at least, before I consider playing another Final Fantasy, because, yeah, we're going to get things done one at a time now. I have a bad habit of game jumping, and I've been making sure to keep myself steady on games as I keep going through. I think we already came up here, too, yeah. Neil, the World Ends With You gave review copy codes 10 days before release for anyone who ordered a... Lots of people finish the game over a week before its release. And these are like actual... Yeah, you know what? More power to them. Maybe hey, you know what? I want to play Neo World Ends With You one day, because I love the World Ends With You on DS. I love the gameplay for that specifically, but when I tried the gameplay of it... Please don't spoil about the game first off. When I tried playing it, I was like... it's trying to capture the gameplay of the DS version, but I think I'd rather play the World Ends With You on DS, but... I guess if I were to play it, I'd have more of an interest plot-wise, I guess, when it's going to happen with the main characters and all that. But even when I saw my friend play it and stream it like a week, 3 or 4 or 5 weeks ago, I think now, I was like, I wasn't really liking what I was seeing. I was definitely embracing more of like, oh yeah, we're very much the archetypical characters that you generally see. Like, even more archetypical than usual for, like, a game like The World Ends With You, I want to say. So, like, the characters didn't particularly interest me either. I'm more so interested in, like, the legacy characters. Yeah, no, I hear ya, EDM. I hear you, Fruitbomb, but I think a part of me is like, I feel like I have the patience to and perspective to understand that I could change it and understand like how it feels from like somebody who played FF7 and somebody who didn't. Like, I don't think my overall enjoyment of FF7R isn't gonna change too much. I think I would trust it. That's what I'm trying to say. But for other people, like, I could definitely understand you providing that that sort of what's what I'm looking for? Advice for those who are playing FF7R. I'm really just meandering around. Jeez, just popped up right in front of me. Alright, let's learn how to play Magulu, everybody. This is how you play Magulu. So the game waits until you run into a battle with the spellcasters to go into the tutorial, huh? Okay. Yeah, this is practically demo vibes here, right? This is basically the same area. If I didn't buy any new games for the next 3 years, I'd probably be fine with what I have. Yeah, honestly, well, due to games not played yet and such. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm starting to share a bit more about that opinion too. But I think that's more for a discussion of life than a discussion about video games in general. Oh, what do you have? Oh, we can play the card game. Sounds like a good time to play the card game. Yeah, let's play some Hanafuda, everybody. I love Hanafuda. Let's go. Okay, what are we aiming for? Let's go for mascots, sure. Actually, there's a lot of like main character cards, like heroic scion cards at the front there, so you can double up on the heroic scion. I did a little touch where both Jude and Mila are heroic scions for obvious reasons. Oh no, my opponent has heroic scions a lot more than me. How can I counter this? Let's what can we do? I guess I'm gonna pick up Pascal. They used the Phantom. Yeah, I don't know why they stick with the Phantom art. I mean, it's not bad, but by this point, we would have already had like the status art from Narakiri Dungeon Cross, which I think would have been much well fitted for this. But maybe like Bamco forgot Narakiri Dungeon Cross exists, which is very sad, very very sad because I like that game. Let's go with let's go with getting Genus. Ooh, this is good. This is really good. We could get a double up here potentially. Oh darn it! No, go for double or nothing. Be a stupid AI. Double or nothing. Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! Yeah, Crest is very off, that's for sure. Alright, round two. Okay, I guess we'll pick up Yuri and Estelle. Let's go straight up marathon cards. But actually, I don't think I'll be able to pull it off because there's no Eternia cards anymore. Or Vesperia either. We got Heroic Scion cards, so let's keep it up with Jude and Mila. And there we go with Rudy and Kong the Man. What else is there? Let's go with the... I forgot what they called the staff ones already. Something about Genius? I can't remember. Just 4 of them, though. It was a little bit rough to go around. Anyways, complete the Heroic Scion. Double or nothing? Nah. This round is all or nothing. Let's go. Alright, what should I aim for here? We got some Renegade cards on the field. I need 4. I think I need 3 of them, if I recall. Do I even have a Symphonia card? I don't think I do, so let's just take Raven. Oh, we could go for princesses. Oh, I just got rid of my Vesperia card. Darn it. Let's just go for that then. Oh, at least that helps for Renegade. Darn it! You took the other princess card. Okay, well, they should have made this 2-player. Why? Missed opportunity. Why did they make this 2-player? They did it for, like, Magikarta. Why didn't they do it for this game? Like, you're showing each other's cards anyway. Oh, I'm stupid, because you can't see the hand cards. I get it. Anyway. It'd be nice to see this show up in Tales of the Raids, though. Like, I think Raids can pull it off. What am I aiming for? The ninjas are still, like, taunting me. Darn it! This Himiko here, trolling the heck out of me. I'm losing a card game to a child. Come on, something! I need... Oh, this is getting a little bit tense here. Okay, hold up. I need an Abyss card out there. Thank you! Singular Prodigies, perfect. Alright, let's finish that round. Alright. Let's play again. We could play again. Do you have an intermediate? Yeah, I get an intermediate. Let's go. Round 2, everybody. We going in. We're going in. Alright, let's see what we got here now. Oh, you're gonna take the Princess card and the Heroic Scion? Okay, how about... What can I go with here? The blue man touching its glasses. There's no value. It's Hanafuda. There's no point value whatsoever. You just gotta look at the icons. Are we going for Renegade? Yeah, let's go for Renegade. And I guess we could pull up a... The thing about, like, the Trusted Ally cards, you need 10 of those. And those are really hard to grind for. But they're... Well, the reason is because, like, they're most common, obviously. But... Yeah. Let's see if we can steal Luke and Jade. I do like how there... Oh, you stole Crest. I do like how there are, like, 8 games represented, but... I kind of wish we had seen Legendia, but that's just me nitpicking. Don't mind me. Anywho, like we see no Legendia, we see no. Oh, did I accidentally continue it? Oh no, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Oh, let's keep playing. You got a Himiko. All right, perfect. Let's keep playing. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Why did I accidentally press that? What am I doing? I don't like to double or nothing. It's kind of pointless here, but I need a Heroic Scion. Okay. Yeah, this work. Yes, sworn ally. Okay, we're good. We don't need to double or nothing anymore. We're good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's too bad I don't have Legendia. It's too bad I don't have Rebirth. What other game was here? We don't have... Well, Exilia 2 makes sense because that's just 3 extra characters. We don't have Tempest. We don't have Innocence. We don't have Hearts. So just like five games technically not being... Oh, we don't even have Zestiria, so that's 6. But we don't need a Zestiria reference. We got a lot of them in this game's narrative anyway, so that don't matter. Let's get Reed. Reed and Farah. Let's go. Get some omelets. What else is here? I guess we go for another Heroic Scion. Let's go. Oh yeah, Zesty cards probably wouldn't work too well. There's not too many characters to get Zesty, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting. Alright, keep on playing. Can we get the Renegade? Yeah, sure. Let's go for Renegade, I guess. Oh, no, you got... Oh, I should have blocked the Ninja! Granted, I don't have Symphonia cards, so it don't particularly work. Hey, Savid, this is you. Yes! Yes, that's what we need. Darn it, okay. Whatever, get your 20 points. Or 15, I forgot Sworn Ally, it's not even worth it. Oh, triple up! Triple or nothing! Oh dear, I don't even know what I'm going for anymore. I don't have anybody. I need to still keep my... what cards are out there? The only Heroic Scion that's left is Exilia. My opponent might already have the Exilia card on him. Actually, there's still Lloyd. I think. Have we not seen Lloyd in this game at all? If there's no Lloyd, then there's no point in for me saving this, but there could potentially be an Aspel, so I'm gonna wait for Aspel to show up. Oh, thank goodness, RNG! And Heroic Scion, let's go. Let's go. Adorable Psychic and Heroic Scion. Finish it. Alright, there's no way my opponent can win against this. Okay. Wow, you got a good start already. Could potentially get the princesses too. Well, granted, I have the other princess, so it's not like you're gonna get that. Maybe... What is my most prominence? I got some pretty good Renegade cards, so I'm gonna start off with picking up Alvin here. Alright, what's next? Yeah, let's pick up Yuri with Raven. And I think I have one more Renegade card to play. I just need a Symphonia card out there. I don't want to put China card out because, like, I know my opponent probably has a Symphonia card in hand, so... And that could get them Ninja. But I do want to pick up Mila here. I got Jude. Oh, Asbel. Oh, Colette, perfect! We chose this guy stick together, right? Okay. Alright, let's finish it up. We beat Intermediate. We got 1,506 Tails coins. No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, we win. What's our reward? Ooh, ooh. I'm not playing with cosmetics, though. Sorry, guys. Let's actually see what's in the item exchange here. Oh no, the malevolence is rising. Let's play some Hanafuda. Yes, that's how we're going. If I get 4,000 Tails coins, I don't even think these are really worth it. These are way expensive. Way too expensive for what they're actually worth. Anywho. BM food hat would be kind of stupid, but funny. I think we're okay. Anywho. How much time do we have left to kill? 20-something minutes! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We really have a lot of time to kill. Anywho. Let's see if we could, see what side quests we could, like, explore around here. Enough bottle? Okay. Let's see... let's pick up this treasure chest here. Why not? What's inside here anyway? Oh, absolutely nothing. Okay, I know there's this kit somewhere down here. Why am I missing it? Oh, hey buddy. How's it going?
To become an adult.
The eternal question of youth.
Have you ever heard of the ceremony of adulthood? It's a yearly tradition on this island.
If I remember right, it's totally wild. Everyone throws bananas and oranges at each other.
Traditionally, yes, but things have changed over the years. Bananas and oranges are a thing of the past. People are always reaching for bigger and better things, right? In this case, it's watermelons. Whole watermelons.
You're throwing watermelons? That's gotta hurt.
Trust me, I know. But watermelons are the least of our worries. Recently, people have started flinging...
Oh, is it JYB? So this is the second NPC voiced by JYB in this game.
Like getting hit with a brick. Now, every year, there are some kids who never make it to
It can't be JYB, right? No, it can't be. It sounds like him, but I don't think it is actually him.
Off myself, but it looks like this year I've got...
I don't... It's like he really hid his voice.
It's far too dangerous. And more importantly, how does it make someone an adult?
There are ancient traditions that say overcoming danger marks a child's coming of age. Some people still cling to the old ways.
You've hit the nail on the head. There are lots of old folks that sit around complaining how weak us darn kids are. The hypocrites. Back then, they used bananas and watermelons. They even cracked the watermelons ahead of time.
I don't think cracking a coconut would help much either.
So that's
okay, fair enough.
About looking blue.
I'm so ashamed of myself for being scared.
If you don't want to do the ceremony, why not just skip it?
I'd love to, but I don't really have a choice. I wouldn't be able to show my face around here if I chickened out.
When were the porridges a thing? I'm pretty sure porridge were introduced in a previous Tales of game, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Wait.
You're right! Now I can finally become an adult! Oh, yeah! Look how grown up I am!
And getting carried away with yourself and acting the fool is the true mark of immaturity.
Sorry. You're right.
Alright, expedition returns. What do we got? Oh, I guess we can explore some of the items that we pick up here. Actually, maybe we should play the next cutscene first before I get too carried away here. And there's still so much we could do here to kill time. You know what? Let's actually do some gameplay stuff. Let's do some menuing, everybody. Okay, life bottle is important. What else we got here? I'm gonna sell that dark ball because we definitely don't need it. Scroll down here. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Lovely seashells. All gone. Okay, what needs enhancing? If I recall correctly, we were focusing on Rokuro and Laphicet. So let's see here. Actually, Velvet needs some as well. Elnor is decked out. I don't think she needs enhancements, but oh, Magulu needs some enhancements. Okay, let's see here. Actually, let's see if there's any items that they could benefit better off of. Before I do, I should probably check the equipment that I currently have. Gradient doll. I think a guardian doll is still fine. No. Let's do it. Actually, this is even worse. This counts out a lot of stuff. Now we're gonna dismantle that. This. She loses her focus, but she gets more defense. I don't think it's worth it. Anything else? No, it should be fine here. How about this? Amphibial? No, that's fine. I guess it's time for Laphicet to level up in his what he's wearing, that's for sure. No, these are okay. Wristlet, still pretty good. Same with these. Anything else? Amphibial? No, I still like the Fluric on her. Calcite? This all looks fine for her. Actually, this looks a little bit better for her. Yeah, she doesn't need that magic up anyway. Okay, and Rokuro is okay. All right, let's get some dismantling in. And finally, let's see if we got something for Eisen, because we've been using his weapon since the very beginning. But I haven't been lucky with regards to finding things that would work best for him. This might work for Rokuro a bit. I could buy that for him. Granted, that does mean I have to focus on him for builds, though, for enhancements, so... what else do we have here? Oh, no, she doesn't need that build, that's for sure. Yeah, okay, I think getting the ward for Rokuro should be good enough. Okay, let's give that to him. And I'm going to start working on enhancements, dismantle this. Alright, here we go. Rokuro should get top priority. What should we enhance of his? Let's enhance the... Let's get his waistcoat up. Now is he at BG4? Okay, perfect. Oh, Magilu. We gotta boost her up. Okay. Gradient doll, yeah, that works. The earrings. MIDI blast. Oh yeah, let's get that up to 3. Okay. Shock ward? I want to prioritize the particular equipment first before we get into the universal ones. So maybe get this up for Eisen. This could go well for Velvet. Yeah, let's give this to Eisen too. Anything else? There we go. Alright, I think these should be perfect, I like to say. There you go. And one for Rokuro as well. Oh, we can fit one in for Magilu too. Okay, that's everybody. Wow, nice. Geez, we're really doing well in terms of saving things up and everything. A little too well. I thought I'd take a little bit more time, especially if I did an encounter right now, it'd be pretty bad. Okay, now what should we do? Well, we played cards. We did some menuing. So we saw a side quest or a side skit here or there. What's in here? Nobody wants to talk to me now? I mean, we're kind of a bit of a dire scenario, so I kind of get it, basically. What else can we do around here? Maybe, yeah, there's some stuff that we can still pick up here. Like, let's get this tarnished silver coin. Hey, I'll take all the advantage of money I can get, basically. Anything around here? No, not particularly. Watch, the next segment, we already know how this story's gonna end. The next segment, we're gonna be so behind. Like, actually, you know, I think we might be okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're, like, slightly, like, behind schedule or something, I don't know. But we are way ahead of schedule right now. I did not expect to be, like, right here at this point. Okay, anything else to pick up? I guess I could get this cat spirit here. What else is there to pick up? Oh, look at the beautiful Pengyons. Too bad we can't have a skit about it yet. Really, it's not at this point where it's like, I would like to see as many side skits as possible, but we're kind of at, again, a bit of a dire scenario. Maybe they'll pop up after a certain point. What's this? Wait, are there 2 of the same ones here? What's on the other side? Oh, Chamballoon. Oh, wait, no, I've never played this much. I actually don't know how to play this often. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Try to make Bienfu jump as far across the water as you can. Repeatedly press the button. That's a Mario Party minigame. Oh my gosh. Once you reach the glowing jump area. Oh my gosh. What the heck is this? I'll be honest, I never played this one. Or I never played this one often. A button and a target will appear on it. What? Okay, probably better for me to play it. Let's see it. Okay, let's go. This is probably gonna be stupid, isn't it? It was like a Mario Party minigame. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh, this is totally Mario Party. Oh my gosh. What is happening? What is this? Wait, what? Huh? I'm confused. I mean, I read the rules a bit, but I'm not quite the best at understanding it. Let me try it again. Retry. Okay. Keep matching square. And now jump. Oops. I don't quite get this. It's gonna take me a while to sort of grasp it, basically. Let's try it again. You got time with the circle closing? Okay, that's with L1 or R1, I'm pretty sure. Alright. I'll get it eventually, let's see. Is it just pressing the button? Because I'm confused by the L1 R1 thing. That's the thing I'm really confused about. None of those games had any minigames, so it's nice to see the minigames come back with this game. Am I pressing it too early? Oh, do I have to press the button when I'm there? Okay. Because like, I'm still confused by like the jumping thing, that's why. The shoulder button should be pressed once, I'm guessing. Okay. Oh, I get it now, okay. I think. Did I get it? Okay. So that's as far as you're generally supposed to go. Alright, let me try one more time on the easy. You're only supposed to press the shoulder button once. I see. It's like skipping rocks or something, but instead we're throwing BM for some weird reason. Okay, I see. I'll try to get in normal, and then I think we'll move on to the next cutscene. Wait, what? Oh, it increases the... Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I think it's much easier than mashing square. I prefer alternate presses. Alright. Okay. Oh, it's a different button! I didn't notice it! Okay, let me try that again. Alright, hold up. Come on, we got this. Let's go. Bienfu! Fly high so that you reach the skies. So it alternates the... Oh, you really have to pay attention now, huh? Okay, I like it. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot Exilia 2 had poker. Okay, one more attempt. Rigged. Well, I haven't played the poker for a long time, so I can't comment on that. Alright, let's go. We can do this. Oh shoot, it's the other button! Oh, those last ones are a little bit hard to time and whatnot, but I'll take well, give me the case of the one mores. Last try for real this time. I feel like we can get it. It's just if I don't get it, then whatever. Last try for real. All right. that perfect? I think that's perfect. No, what? How was it? Oh, I wasn't mashing enough. Okay. Well, alright. Well, that was fun. That was really fun. That was really fun, actually. That's a cool mini game. I was like on the level like Mario Party. Like, oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Alright. Well, I guess we spent enough time meandering around. It's time to play some, well, not play anything else. Let's get back to the main adventure. Am I going the wrong way? I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. I forgot there was a second part to this area, so let's see if we can pick up some things while we're here. Hey, you know what? This is still Tales of Berseria. That minigame is Tales of Berseria. Not too many Tales of games have minigames in the modern era recently, so I'm happy it had that. We really don't have any more room for these life bottles, huh? You know what? We might as well pick them up anyway. Just let them spawn and, like, regenerate into something even better. Oh, this Malevolence? No, it's time to play some Bien Phu Hop. I don't know what you're talking about. Bien Phu Hop is more of a priority than this Malevolence, whatever you want to call it. Same with Hanafuda. Both of those are a bigger priority than what we were just doing.
Where's my mom?
Kamoana, your mother is still far away.
Then I need to wait for her at home. Let's go back to Horia.
Scary demons are running through the village.
Magikarta would have been cool, but I don't mind the Hanafuda. I feel like a Magikarta is like a Grace's F sort of thing. But maybe for the 30th anniversary they could do a Magikarta. It'd be a nice callback.
Come with us, and we'll keep you safe until she comes back.
Okay, I'll go with you. I wouldn't want Mom to be sad.
Oh, Kamoana. Anything else I need to pick up here? No, I think it's time for the cutscene. We've meandered long enough. Let's get to the cutscene. Yeah, Aspo reading the goofy lines. What was it like? Lonnie's was a tutorial.
You're going to tell me about
you know what I think about that? I know you're here, kid, but I think that tutorial line might have been a meme in Japan. Maybe that's why they put it in there.
That depends.
Moloch taboo?
This is about more than just the demons.
Yeah, now for lore dump. This is when I got really distracted by Zestiria. When it got to this point.
Into question everything they think they know. And so the Malachim agreed to withhold it from humans for their own protection.
Do you still want to know?
Yes.
It's not like I'm a human anymore.
It was a risky assumption, but if you didn't answer, I would ask you another time, of course.
Myself. I can't go on unless I know the truth.
You asked for it.
Here we go.
First of all, this this illness you call Demon Blight does not exist. Any human carries the potential of becoming a demon. All it takes is for the malevolence lurking in their heart to overflow.
And what exactly is this malevolence?
Impure emotions beyond what reason can suppress. Think of it as the sin buried in men's souls.
So you knew.
I'm a witch. So malevolence is the darkness in all our hearts. Make any sense to you guys? Any at all?
I heard about it in the first game of the entire series.
Put it like that. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
By nature, humans are incited by negative energy. It is easy to turn them towards impurity, creating malevolence. In fact, most people are constantly generating malevolence.
It might even be possible that
I want
demons
that
are
shirt.
people's
Do you
true
all know that
selves,
shirt?
and
I really want that
malevolence they
shirt
possess
that
is
they
what
had at
keeps
Tales
them in human
Festival.
form.
Like the Fantasia one. I know it's a Tales of
The
Puppets thing,
masses
but
realize this.
I really wanted the shirt where it had that
Into
quote,
utter
like
chaos.
the Japanese
That's why
text of
enemy
the quote.
propagates the
It's
light
just
of doom and
that's like only real people know,
So I
basically. I can wear that everywhere. It's like, oh, you know, something. But then like if real people know, they'll know.
Demons before the opening.
It used to be that humans couldn't see demons or Malachim. Not unless they possessed a unique spiritual talent we call resonance.
Ah,
All the
yes,
average
resonance.
human would see was someone turning extremely violent. Unable to explain what was happening, they'd just call those people possessed or feral.
Then what made people see them all of a sudden?
I don't know. My guess would be that something triggered greater resonance among all of humanity. And then...
That was an interesting
on the
take
day
that they
of
kept
the
from Magalu
Advent,
for that line.
all humans gained the ability to perceive Malachim. And in the following days, the exorcist numbers swelled.
This has to be Artorias' doing.
But if there's no sickness, why would an entire village turn into demons at the same time?
8-headed is the lord of the land, with 7 mouths to devour malevolence. Humans produce malevolence, which Therians consume and transmit to another.
I'm worried about later,
when
but
we
sorry,
removed
let's just let
Kamawana from the Earth Pulse
the scene
point,
keep going.
Clever boy. That's right. With no Therian to absorb their malevolence, the villagers could no longer contain it.
So you're saying it's all my fault?
I don't know too much about Kingdom Hearts lore, even though I didn't play Kingdom Hearts 2 and the GBA game, which I really like. Something about Heartless, nobody Heartless.
On the other hand, at least now we know we can trust the contents of that ancient book. We tear the Therians away from their Earth Pulse points. Innominat's power will wane, and will prevent this awakening.
But if we take away the Therians, then more and more humans will turn into demons.
It's the only way to kill Artorias.
Ooh, the knives come out.
So even the truth won't stop you. Very well.
So everybody following along? Like at this point, again, I got really just like this was the point where I was like, oh no, Zesteria's coming in. I'm kind of distracted, but again, I got it after the cutscenes and whatnot. Like when I got back to Zesteria, I was like, oh, it makes all the more better, basically.
What separates humans and demons?
That's Eleanor.
Oh, I do like the Kamwana and Eleanor dynamic too. It's the little things about it that helps up with Eleanor's arc. It's very sweet, especially with Kamwana being like, you know, a child character, another child-written character. You know, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kamawana.
Grimoire.
All right, let's get that count to 8. This is Velvet's theme. We heard it for it's been a long time since we last heard it, to be
The
honest.
subject is taboo. I understand that human emotions create a poison called malevolence that turns people into demons. Is there no way to stop malevolence from being created?
As long as humans remain human, no. Malevolence is born of emotion, you see.
But your kind must have found a way around it. Malachim experience emotions too.
But Malachim do not produce malevolence, unlike humans.
That's a lie. I've watched a Malak turn into a demon.
That only happens when we are exposed to too much external malevolence.
True. The island was full of prisoners and demons. And Melchior hit that Malak with something that turned it into a wyvern. Was it malevolence?
To Malachim, malevolence is a
I'm writing
powerful
these notes again to keep up with this
We
stuff.
seek those
Holy
of
smokes.
purity to
It's
serve
been
as
a
vessels
third
to
time seeing these
protect us from
cutscenes.
it. It is not a perfect solution, however.
If the vessel is corrupted, the Malak is as well.
That is
Ah, this is when she knows.
So
That's
if
when she
Eleanor
learns.
turns into a demon, then Laufey said, That must be what Eisen meant when he said he'd hate to see Laphicette's vessel broken.
Ah,
A
she
small
didn't know
crack
back
in
then.
one's soul is often all it takes to break a person apart. So try not to pick on our squeaky clean exorcist too much. Thanks for the warning.
Alright. Where's the save point here? Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna end up this part here. Next part, more of Act 2, and we now know what we're gonna do with the Malevolence and the Therians. So, we'll see you guys in 30 minutes.